So beautiful.
Are we in the boot pit?
So weird. The effect's not quite the same on film. So we're on our way in a snowstorm to go try to find someone that's lost in the woods. You'll say a prayer.
Ezekiel 34:5. And they were scattered because there is no shepherd, and they became meat to all the beasts of the field when they were scattered. We'll pray. Father, thank you for another week, another good day. Thank you for those who are here with us. Thank you for this platform. We thank you for your protection and your provision. And we thank you for just taking care of any interference that might come across this channel, and that you will keep anything negative away from us, and so that we can teach as many people as possible without interference. We love you, Lord. In Jesus' name, amen.
Amen.
I am Lead Tracker E, and this is Jerry Williams, also known as Lead Horse Choctaw. And we have 4 Facebook pages we invite you to join. One is Oklahoma Bigfoot Predator Watch, Antlers and Surrounding Areas. We have Choctaw Missing and Murdered Woman and Son Center and Database, the Predator Bigfoot and the Spiritual Warriors Path, and also the Lead Tracker E Facebook page. And we also have the Lead Tracker E YouTube channel, which accompanies this one, and we have things on there that go with, but are in addition to what we show on this channel.
And we're wanting to do some more live recordings. Let's say that, because when we go live out in the field, we get so much distortion, and it just doesn't look good. So I think we're going to do live recordings and then upload those on Lead Tracker E's page. So if you want to see what we're doing out in the field, also that would be the channel to subscribe to, and you'll be able to get that information there. Also with Patreon.
This is our book, The Predator Bigfoot and the Spiritual Warriors Path, written by Jerry and myself. This was the first book that we put out, and it's since then made available in Spanish, which is the Grande, el Depredador y el Sendero del Guerrero, Espiritual. And we want to increase the number of people that know what's going on out there, so that they can be more safe.
Also, like the person that we're going to be viewing tonight, he talks about how some of the Native community does not share information about this predator, but this information is more information than he has, and we've shared this information. It's got so much information, past information, things that he's going to be talking about is in the book that he doesn't know. And he is a Native person that we understand. I'm not sure. He didn't say the tribe that I know of.
He mentioned several. He said hodgepodge.
Oh, okay. But he does talk about how he can't share some of the information, some techniques, but information like that is in this book. That is, it's information that's being shared freely and openly out here. If you've read the book or have talked to us about the book, then you'll understand that it's got information there that no one has put out before on this subject or a predator. It does save lives. It has saved lives, and it will continue to do so. But if you can get your hands on the book and also the new book, Bigfoot Gifters. So that's a Spanish book, but if you can get your hands on those books, read those and learn from them. This guy is supposedly a native, so you will bypass the information that he has. You will have more information, and I think I want to try to do a couple more Watching Wednesdays on native people who um, are putting the wrong information out there. Also, like this guy, he'll be putting out some wrong information. We're going to be talking about that in just a minute. You can also get this book from us, autographed book. It's on Amazon for $25, but you can get this book from us also, an autographed copy for $25 plus $5 shipping and handling. And I don't think I put the description in tonight, but some of the other links I will do later. But you can get an autographed copy from us through Cash App or PayPal. We also have the Bigfoot documentary, which is $55. And it does have Bigfoots in there, Bigfoots on video, Bigfoots and photos, and even the guy that we talk that's going to be what we're viewing tonight. He says you can't get pictures of him, you can't get all that, but we do, and it's on those that documentary video. Also, places where we don't want people going, so we went there to show you where you're going to find these things in certain traps and places where they're going to be at. But that's in the Bigfoot documentary. And right now we're having a sale of one Bigfoot documentary and one autographed Predator Bigfoot book, or the Spanish version, if you like, for $55 for both. So you're actually getting a free book, a free autographed book with your documentary. And again, we're going to be listening to this person tonight who's saying that you can't get them on video, can't get them on, which we all know that we can. But we do have Bigfoots in the trees. We have photos of Bigfoots and things like that in the documentary. Our new book,
The Bigfoot Gifters, and there will be a much larger book coming out, but this is such a crucial topic right now that we're seeing a real problem with it, a real increase in it, including this man that we'll be watching tonight, of the gifters that are out there doing dangerous things. When we tell you don't do that, we have reasons, and those reasons are in this book. People don't understand that it's not just as simple as giving a gift and making a friend. There's a lot deeper meaning to the gifting to these things, and we tell you why you need to avoid that in this book. And it's also available in Spanish now too.
Yeah, this is a Spanish version.
We have ordered the English version, but we don't have it yet, although some of our trackers and some other people do, and it's getting great reviews also.
And this is a excerpt.
Mm-hmm.
This is the excerpt. This is like a chapter just on the Bigfoot gifters. Of course, it's not a huge,
but the information in it is huge.
The information is what's important. No one has ever put this information out there. There's Bigfoot gifters out there, and this guy tonight also is another gifter. But if he had this book, or if he had this book, he wouldn't be doing what he's doing. He's putting out wrong information. We talk about the mind speak that's in this book and what to do when that happens, and we're going to be talking about that tonight also.
We have a website, the Predator Bigfoot and the Spiritual Warriors Path website, and it's predatorbigfoot.com.
Yeah,
predatorbigfoot.com.
I wonder if we can get our tracker to put the
link to the website,
like right up here. Bigfoot.
For what?
Put a picture of the Bigfoot gifters right there.
Oh, okay.
That would be something.
So we invite you to go check out our website also.
Links in there. It's got, just click onto the links. It'll take you all over the place to find what you're looking for: books, DVDs, playlists, more information. And we want to thank our friend who put the webpage together for us.
And has updated it for us with the new links to these books.
Lots of information, lots of work.
She designed a beautiful website.
She sure did. And then even we've getting reviews over the website. People have told us what a great website it is, and we do like to thank our tracker for that. Also, tracking miracles and encounters.
We're still waiting for your stories to add to the great stories that are already on there and the testimonies that are already on there of the ways that God's divine intervention and divine orchestration have helped you or someone that you know. We prefer it to be firsthand knowledge for you, but we would like to have a conversation with you about it or share your story, or you can get on there as a video or as an audio, or we could even just have a conversation off air and share your story. So get a hold of us for that. We would like more people to recognize and give God credit for all the ways that he's helping us. You know, it happens daily. Every one of us has some kind of experience that we know God's hand played in it. So share those with us, and that's where we would put those out in that playlist. And go ahead and check that playlist out too. The last one we did was with Shadow Tracker J, where she talked about the incubus, and that was a incredible testimony. So very, very interesting if you haven't seen it yet.
Also, Standing Feather Stories. Whoops, wrong button.
Those are Jerry's stories as lead horse Choctaw, his journeys to share knowledge and gather knowledge, and really a great deal of what got us to this point here of writing this book. And it's stories behind the scenes. He was the last man standing at Standing Rock, and there's stories in there. If that's also a playlist on that channel that you can go check out. We'll be adding to it as soon as we get these other books out. We'll have some time freed up, hopefully. A couple other big things coming too, though. Where was I going with that? Anyway, check out that playlist. Even human trafficking and Amish story that is there on that playlist. Some fascinating events that you didn't hear on the front side of the news.
I can't wait till we get the new book. Well, we've got two new books. Lee Tracker, he's working on a children's book with lots of visuals, so children can understand this also, and even people who don't want to read a lot, that the children book will help them also, or you can give it to a homeless person so that they can understand quickly also, because they need to know quickly also. And that's also why we wrote released the Bigfoot gifters and the one in Spanish, La Ofrendas de Grande, because too many people are promoting gifting. They just don't know what they're getting into. So we had to take that little bit out of the book that we're writing and put that out quickly, because it's too important that people know what's really going on, and not to take the advice of people who don't know what's going on. But let's see, also ways to contribute or to help support the Tracker channel. We have, I didn't put it in the description, but we do have Cash App, PayPal, and also Patreon. Become a Patreon member. We also have Super Chat. I don't know if I have the banner up yet. Oh, sure do. You can do Super Chat or Super Thanks. But those are ways that you can support, also with a like and share. And when you click on the likes, It does hit the algorithm and it expands more, so more people get to view or get this channel to hit their algorithm. And that would be good and very helpful to other people if they see and get information like this. Also, this is a tracker channel. It's not an entertainment channel. So we have monitors here, and we don't allow any foul language or derogatory comments or off-topic chats in the chat room. So it's just a fair warning. People that came in here before trying to start leaving bad comments or saying a few things or trying to engage another into a conversation in the chat.
That's distracting from the main topic.
Yeah. So you will be ousted, and we have plenty of monitors, so you're
Toughest
not
monitors.
you're not going to slip through. You're not going to get more than, I would say, you may get maximum 2 comments, maybe.
Yeah, if
But
they're on
most
their
of the
toes,
time,
yeah.
our trackers or our monitors are on their toes, and you may only get that one, and we won't probably even see that because while we're doing the information, unless it's something like tonight, we'll stop and read comments and stop and read comments. Normally, if we're giving a lesson or an interview or have a guest, we don't check the comments until at the end. So most of the times we don't get to see those comments because our monitors have already taken that person out. So it's just fair warning. Just have a seat, enjoy yourself, learn something.
Behave.
Yeah, just behave and learn.
We just want you to be safer too, even you nasty little trolls.
Yeah, and we have had a couple like that, but they've been ousted pretty quickly. And
yeah, our moderators will tackle each other to get to you.
they will. They like, oh, yeah, if I had one more second, that would have been me who got him out. But,
we would like to thank Shadow Tracker J. We talked last week about a BS bell. We need a BS bell when we hear something on these Watching Wednesdays, and she sent us. We weren't expecting such a beautiful bell.
Oh, I know.
With such a beautiful ring. I said it kind of gives that bless your heart charm to the bell. But when you hear this, whatever the person is saying is BS.
They're lying or they're
mistaken,
contradicting themselves,
disinformed, or
or giving the wrong information out.
Disinformed, misinformed.
And this is not to.
It's not to hurt people's feelings or mock people. It's to save lives.
Yeah. So if they're giving the wrong information out, we're going to let you know that, and most of our trackers know already if they are or not. But if they're giving out correct information, we're not, going to correct that.
If we hear something good, we'll say, "Yay, good! They said something good."
Yeah, sure will. So we do the comments and at the beginning, and tonight we're going to be a little lenient on the chat room like we do every Wednesday. It's a good time for us to get together. Everybody put your comments in there. We're talking about the same thing. It's kind of a whole room, because we have a lot of trackers.
Show together.
Yeah, like watching the show together. We have a lot of trackers in here who have the correct information, so we don't have to explain a lot. But again, lots of monitors. If you look at the chat, you're gonna see, I'd say 98% with a wrench. So just enjoy yourself. You can engage tonight in a good manner and on topic. But our monitors are watching closely.
Now, if there's a side story that you want to tell, just wait until the live stream's over and go to the regular comments in the recorded live stream, and you can share your story in those comments.
Yeah.
And
or you can email us or get a hold of us.
Yeah, maybe we even have a conversation with you online.
Mm-hmm.
So we have strawberry blueberry smoothie for me tonight.
And I have cold coffee.
It wasn't cold when we started.
No, I don't like my coffee hot because I like to drink coffee instead of going.
And we have our pointer sticks ready.
Mhm. So let's
Okay.
go to the comments and see who's all here and say
Okay.
hello. Then we will begin. How about that? Okay. Uh-oh.
What?
Tracker 17. Tracker 17 came in at 2:18 p.m. today.
It says, dear, oh dear, who would have guessed?
Who would have
Hey,
guessed?
Tracker 17.
He is number one tonight.
He's greeting everyone.
Greeting everybody.
JR is in the room.
JR came in at 3 o'clock.
Oh, wow. I can't tell the time here.
Everybody is trying to be first. And I think pretty soon it's going to be as soon as we post it, somebody's going to come into the room and say, I'm here.
Yeah. Tracker 17 says, oh, yeah, JR, Jerry and Ella are leading the groundswell and hanging loose amidst the Bigfoot researchers. Ha ha.
Yeah.
Tracker Lorna is here.
Tracker Lorna, she came in at 6:16.
Oh,
You gotta maybe step
man,
up your
what's going
game,
on there, Tracker
Lorna, because
she's like, these people are getting in here yesterday to beat me.
they're getting in there yesterday to beat her. I like Tracker 17 says, okay, all good, lead Tracker E. We won't run away. And I think that was because we was running a little bit late today. Shadow Tracker 888
says, hello all. I've heard this guy, the one we're doing the reaction on. He says, Bigfoot lover cheerleader who thinks he can coexist with the monsters.
and here is actually a photo from Shadow Tracker 888 from one of our tracker meetings. And this is not something you are going to be trying to coexist with when this thing decides that it's hungry. It's not going to want your snack cake or your I don't know, they might like spaghetti. Yeah. But your snack cake or your chocolate chip cookies, this thing will eat a person in one setting. So, and even
easy.
Huh?
Easy.
And just like the giants of the past, they were eating multiple people in one setting. So, and the bigger, like, I'm not sure the size of this one, but it looks at least like a 15 or a 20. And you can see the eyes and the teeth hanging out there. Little white dot on the nose. It's kind of leaning down. So these are not coexistible things. And people who say that, they're not face to face with these things. They may have gotten a good look at some of these things, but if they've really gotten a good look, they wouldn't be spouting off, thinking these things are Chewbacca and the woolly whatever. And Deborah's here, yeah.
And she says, where does this gifter come from? Is it up around the Dallas, Oregon, Dalles area? The Dolls, is that how they say it? Yeah. Dolls. Up around that area, Pacific Northwest. Deborah says, I have really come to look forward to these Wednesday gatherings. I appreciate you all so much. We have a blast.
Yeah, it's a good time for us.
And Deborah is the reason that we'll be able, when we remember to sign in under the Lead Tracker E account on the TV, she's the reason we can watch it without commercials, which is great. And we're very grateful for that. Tracker Lorna says, this guy is new to me.
I think he just got an interview or something.
Yeah, Deborah says, very interesting listening to Tony Merkel's guest yesterday talking about spider crawling Bigfoots on another show. We don't know about that one. CT's here. Hey, CT. Says, hi, everyone. Tonight I won't be able to join the program. We'll watch. Okay.
Okay, CT. Everybody saying hello to CT.
Shadow Tracker J. And that's who gave us that beautiful bell.
All right. Shadow Tracker J.
Got it to us quick too.
Sure did. JR says, ready to rumble. Good evening, everyone.
Thank you, Tracker17.
Tracker17.
We
All
sure
right.
appreciate you.
Sure do. Thank you so much.
Elastic Machinery is here.
And great photos in the meeting.
Oh yeah,
Elastic
always.
Machinery. All right. And Tracker17's Facebook group page. Check that out and join that one.
Goes to great lengths to explain things.
Tracking Bush Predators Australia is a great group there.
War Chief is here.
Hey,
Says he's
there's
late,
War
but he's
Chief.
here now.
He's here
Tally
now.
toe. We sure
And
miss you in the meetings, War Chief,
we
whenever
sure
you get
do.
ready.
And we're going to start sending you the links, and it's up to you, but we sure do miss you in the meetings.
We just want you to know that. No pressure.
Yeah, no pressure. Just.
And we're glad you're here.
Everybody's saying hello, hello. I'm not sure what group this one is, but it may be his other Facebook group page. He has two, and they're both good.
JR, yes, JR is the one that sent us this video actually.
Yeah,
and
yeah.
he says begins out of the Dallas, Oregon, Columbia River Gorge, then the hills out of Portland, and then the southern Oregon coast at Florence. Good cross section of Oregon. Oh, good. Okay, thank you, JR.
Okay.
Elastic Machinery, excited it's Wednesday.
It's Wednesday.
Tracker17 put the link to the Bigfoot Gifters book. Thank you for that.
All right. The tracker is saying, welcome, everybody. Somebody,
Blessings
Tracker17.
from Shadow Tracker J.
Oh, Shadow Tracker J.
17 is saying press like, thumbs up, and share on your social media. Yes, please. Elastic Machinery gets excited about the snow too. The snow scene in the
Oh, yeah.
in the intro.
And everybody's saying amen to the prayer.
Scott is in the room.
There's Scott. All right, we're gonna be seeing our friend very soon.
Jody Albrecht, who is Shadow Tracker JA, is in the room.
Albrecht. Shadow Tracker JA is easier. Also, the link to the Predator Bigfoot and the Spiritual Warrior's Path book.
Thank you for that, Tracker17. Much appreciated.
Delayed amen there. Scott saying hello to Trackers Lorna and Jay. All right.
17 says the second Facebook link to his Yowies group.
Yowies group.
Jody says, Jerry, congratulations on you guys' next adventures. Thank you.
We can't wait till that arrives, and there's so many things we're working on to get there. Oh, it's going to be something too, and we're all going to be getting there. It's not just us.
Yeah,
it's going to be a lot of people involved in this.
Elastic Machinery says it's a great DVD, absolutely worth it. Thank you, Elastic.
Thank you, Elastic Machinery.
Tracker17 says he agrees with Elastic. Thank
Hey,
you, Joyce.
Jody.
No, Jody, I'm sorry. my eyes read Jody and my mouth said Joyce. Thank you, Jody. Very much.
She said, just following your lead, Tracker17. Well done, Jody, Scott says.
It says, let's celebrate the 10th super on a live stream after Jody's. Thank you for that.
Oh, where?
I don't know. It showed up on mine. A little note on it.
Oh.
Our chats don't show exactly the same as each other.
Tracker17 says, thank you. A great channel to support.
We appreciate that. Jamie Alanis. And Jamie, we were talking last night and wondering, should we be pronouncing that Jaime or Jamie? Could you let us know the first letter sound that we should be saying that?
Because it sounds Spanish.
If we're supposed to be saying Jaime, then we sure will. Elastic says you're welcome to use my info at any time and for anything if it gets a message out. Thank you.
Thank you so much.
Everybody is welcoming Jamie/Jaime.
Truth Walker is here.
Where did I miss her?
She's 2 after.
Oh, okay. Okay, the waving hands. Hey, Truth Walker.
Mhm. War Chief is saying hello, Scott. To War Chief Scott, Halitoda Scott.
Tracker
Semper Fi.
17's battle axe is sharpened, laser targeting activated, and ready to swing.
Tracker Learner saying, please hit the like button. War Chief got thumbs up, and Tracker 17 there, ready to swing. And War Chief also
has his tomahawk waiting, and Shadow Tracker J's Sword of the Spirit is ready.
They are all ready.
Elastic says that's so cool. 17 says, LOL, love that BS bell, Shadow Tracker J.
Yeah.
Tracker Lorna says, beautiful bell. Elastic Machinery says, the pointer sticks of alarm and the BS bell. Shadow Tracker J says, Jerry needs a cowbell. We need more cowbell.
Need more cowbell. I like that skit.
She
It's a
remembers
funny skit.
that.
That's a funny skit.
Unknown says, Hayden from New Zealand, formerly unknown. Much respect. God bless. We're glad you're here.
She said, unknown is formerly unknown.
Says Hayden.
Hayden.
I don't think we've had anybody from New Zealand, have we?
I don't know.
We're very glad you're here.
Very glad you're here. Everybody saying hello to you. Greetings from Australia, Hayden.
Heart of Dixie is here. Hey,
Heart
y'all.
of Dixie. Good to see you. Lyrical
Tracker
Jazzy.
Lyrical
Tracker,
Jazzy. There we go. And Holly.
Tracker J. Everybody saying hello to Heart of Dixie. Heart of Dixie saying hello to 17. Lyrical Jazzy. Track one. Everybody saying hello to each other.
War Chief says, I'm really working on getting back, but I think it may be a little longer before I can make it back with the worries. That is no problem at all.
No problem.
We just want you to know we love you.
Yeah. Scott saying, War Chief Tracker C, hello, brother. And he's saying, Semper Fi, Scott. 17 says, when you're ready, War Chief, we do miss you. Thumbs up.
Jaime is right. So
okay.
We say Jaime, thank you. So we apologize for saying that wrong. I think I started mispronouncing it wrong in the beginning. So now we know Jaime. Now, out of habit, I may say it wrong here or there, but not intentionally, but we'll get it.
Mm-hmm.
Glad you're here, Jaime. Elastic says, I've got a fever and the only remedy is more cowbell. Okay, we're all caught up on the comments.
I gotta put this on yours, I think.
While he gets that ready, I'm gonna go refill my glass so I don't have to do it when it's watching. Do you is that coffee fine?
I'm good. Yeah, thank you. Give us just a second, we'll turn it around. And that is true. He's got a fever, and the only remedy is more cowbell. That was a funny skit on the I think it was Saturday Night Live, I think, with I can't think of his name, but that was a funny skit. Let's see. I've got to get to
Do you want the lights off yet?
not yet. Let me get everything ready. There we go. I'm glad everyone's having a good night tonight.
We started up this road, and
we were yeah, Saturday Night Live with Christopher Walken and the Elf Guy. Yeah. And Jamie says you did nothing wrong, Tracker E. Yeah, we were thinking about that name. We're like, that's a Spanish name. It would be Jaime.
So grab the popcorn.
Oh, and we got popcorn and we got coffee and smoothie drinks. So hope y'all got the cake and ice cream.
Look at the size of this bag. We've been eating it for a month and a half.
A year and a half.
It's like 3. before Christmas. Like it was under $4 for that huge thing.
Lee Tracker E said she wanted a bag of popcorn. I said, okay.
Don't you ever ask me for a
She
bag
come
of
out
popcorn
with-
again.
Just like whenever I say, I just want one candy bar. She said, okay, I get one
We're
of
gonna have to
the
get another one.
big, long candy bars. Okay, so tonight we're going to be viewing a guy who's
Seems like a sweetheart.
Appalachian Mountain
They all
Man's here.
do.
Yeah,
Well,
and
one didn't seem so sweet. Seen one, but most of them seem like very nice people to begin with. You know,
and
makes them more vulnerable.
and a
maybe.
lot of them are. They just giving opinions and theories and ideas that they don't know what they're talking about.
That's just popcorn.
Mm.
And use popcorn in Jesus' name.
The candy bar.
And the candy bar.
Amen. And it's we can't really say it's not them, but it actually is them. And we understand experiences and encounters, and people have them. And if they don't understand everything about this predator, then giving their opinion on what they know is dangerous to another person, because someone else will be watching the video and will be listening to people who are saying that these things are harmless, that these things are vegetarian only, that these things make cakes and cupcakes, and that they only want to pick flowers and frolic in the forest. That's not what these things do. These things will eat you if they're given the opportunity.
It's okay for them to say, I don't know, but don't guarantee people that they're safe when you don't know that they're safe.
Yeah, don't guarantee somebody something like that. It's very dangerous out there.
Kathy Galbraith has joined us, and so has Appalachian Mountain Man.
Appalachian Man said if he doesn't make it to the end, just in case, he said, good night to everyone. You may just zonk out. Jaime says, sí, as in Espanol. Tracker 17 says, saying hello to the Mountain Man, Appalachian. Kathy, that is Kathy.
Kathy Galbraith.
That's
How you
not
doing,
Karen.
Kathy?
That's
Right,
what I
right,
said.
right.
Kathy and Karen. Everybody saying hello to each other there. War Chief was saying hello to Mount Man and saying good night just in case. And we will do the same just in case. So good night, Mountain Man. Have a good rest, and we'll see you again soon. Again, this man is sincere, and I would say honest with the information that he has.
Yeah, that's a good way to put it.
But he doesn't have this information. He doesn't have the Predator Bigfoot and the Spiritual Warrior's Path, nor does he have the Bigfoot Gifters book. This one's in Spanish, and so without these books, people are exactly where everybody else is. They're way over there, still guessing. And he's putting out information. There's some good information in here, but it's misleading. But his sincerity is there.
Mm-hmm.
But even his sincerity is misleading, because we know that these things are predators. All tribes know that these things are predators, and he even talks to one person who is not going to share this information with you, but it's whenever these things come up to your homes of how to deter them. and we tell you how to deter them in the book.
Sincere and well-intentioned people will still get you hurt if they're giving you the wrong information.
Yep, and this guy does it. So we're going to watch quite a bit, and then we're going to stop. There's only, because he's telling a couple stories, we want y'all to hear those also. And then we're going to stop it whenever he starts putting out the wrong information, or where he's getting the wrong information. So I think we can hit the lights now.
Okay, and if you hear this bell, that's our BS bell for the ones that came in late.
All right, let me turn this around real fast so you can see what we're looking at. All right, let me.
Kathy Galbraith says exactly, blind leading the blind. Yeah.
Okay. Let's get him in focus here. About right there, I guess. That'll work. Okay, let's go ahead and start this. And first part is going to be him telling a story of his first encounter, and we'll start pretty much a little bit after the stories.
He cusses in a couple of places.
I think 1 or 2 times, so.
Nothing crazy.
Sorry, we're eating. Here we go.
We started up this road, and I see orbs a lot, but this one was the scariest bitch I've ever seen. It come down out of the trees at us like a star. That's all I can think of. It was a big, bright star. Didn't blind us,
Star.
but it was coming at us. We got a map that showed us where to go to the steam vents. And at that time, our cousin Tina told us that they had gone up there earlier before us, and that they got ran off by a skookum. That's our name for them. Okay, so we had a good laugh, had a few beers, got some fish, and went home, had a conversation, and said, okay, let's go look for this skookum. I got to go up there actually, and I wanted to do my vision quest. And so we had a good laugh about this skookum, but I was going to do my vision quest up there anyway. So we went to the campground and Wyatt State Park, and me, my wife, my daughter, the dog, and Brad in his camper. Well, we spent all that weekend looking for the steam vents and couldn't find them. So that following Wednesday, we both had our days off, so we went back to Cascade Locks because I live in the Dalles, and got some more fish, and Tina gave us a map. Well, we were way off. What we ended up having to do was walk about 3 hours up into these hills to get into this steam vents. When we got up there, lo and behold, there was these steam vents, and Mr. Scientific thought, well, let's see how much pressure there is. So we went looking for a rock to see if it pushed the rock out. And so Brad's standing off to my right, and that's my partner's name, and I find a rock. Well, I picked the rock up, and as I picked the rock up, I'm picking the rock up, and I'm actually trying to throw it into the hole. Well, that's when the whole woods came alive, I guess you might say, because this nasty looking, tall, hairy, well, first we heard the noises, the snarling and the snapping and the growling and crap, and then up over this log came this most, well, intimidating figure that I ever saw. And it was huge, but I never did realize how big it was until it had me held there, I guess you might say, with this rock sticking. I was in the process of throwing a rock, so I had my arms in an outward position with the rock. Okay, I'm frozen. This thing comes over the log, and this all happens in a matter of seconds. And it's snarling and spitting, and it's got red eyes, guys. It's got red freaking eyes. Okay, and it's looking at us. And my partner, I don't know how long we've been standing there. I really don't. But he took off. He ran. And it took its eyes off of us and put it on him. And then it came back to me. And I forgot everything I ever learned as a child. When I was a kid, I was told never to look one in the eyes that would steal your soul. Well, that thing looked me in the eye instantly. I didn't even have a chance to not look it in the eye, but it looked me in the eye. And I got such a rush. My pants, pardon the pun, but I crapped my drawers right there. And I'll tell you right in front of God and everybody, that was the rush of my life. Well, then I remembered, it'll steal your soul. Well,
That wasn't a pun, by the way.
Yeah, he really did that. But when he's talking about it will steal your soul, that's in the new book where we talk about the transfer of awareness. And when we get that new book, we don't want to put too much information out to give the book away, that information yet. But it is in the new book of what he's talking about. And these predators will do this, and they can use that awareness or that soul for later. But that's also in the new book, and well, it'll be out as soon as possible.
That's what they were talking about, I'm sure. Well, okay, I'm still standing there with this rock, and I don't know, it's getting heavy, and I don't know exactly what to do about it, but it's standing there snarling at me, and I'm looking right at its teeth, I'm looking at its face, I'm looking at its muscles, I'm looking at its arms, and all of a sudden, I think it got a whiff of me, because it started backing up. Never took its eyes off me, never turned around, but it went back over the top of that log. And that's when I realized what a big son of a gun that was. It was huge.
So he's thinking that these nasty things would be repulsed by the smell of that he soiled himself. But these things literally eat sewage, pull sewage pipes off,
And we talk
smell
about
like
that.
sewage themselves at times.
We talk about that in the Predator, Bigfoot, and Spiritual Warriors Path book.
That's not what made it leave.
That information is also in that book when we talk about the sewage pipes and that they will eat sewage. So that's not what made this thing leave.
And in him soiling himself is not an uncommon reaction. There have been deputies, hardened
Yep.
soldiers, their body has that reaction. That's nothing to make fun of them for.
And so he's talking about the size of this thing, snarling. He's showing the teeth, red eyes. This thing scared him enough to do that, to soil himself. So he's seeing, and this thing is not even close enough to him to grab him. It's where he can see it, but he recognizes how big it is too. So you got this vicious looking, red-eyed, snarling, slobbering, teeth showing predator. And if anybody knows, I think it was the guy from Alaska, Fred, that this guy is food. If that thing is hungry, he's food. And that's the fear that he feels right now, knowing that this thing could take him anytime he wants it and wants to. And there's so many people that we've interviewed and helped to deter these predators that all tell us if they want to take us, they can. So they stay indoors, don't come outside. don't venture even into their property that much, because they're building blinds and structures all around their homes.
And it just has to be the right set of circumstances for them, because people will say, I'm safe because, other people will say I'm safe because if it wanted to hurt me, it would have. I've seen them 1,000 times. The circumstances weren't correct. The time wasn't correct, but the day will come.
And these people are what we call food in the pantry. If they're gifters, that means that gifter is going to come back and come back and come back. And the predators know that, and they count on that, because once you start giving these things gifts, it's a lifetime commitment, and they're going to hold you to it. They're not going to let you not bring them gifts. And any gifter knows that if they've been doing it, these things will let them know, you better bring me something else.
Like any bully.
I am
Sorry.
I was just saying, like any bully, like the bully at
Yeah.
the schoolyard. It starts out with
Lunch money every
give me
day.
your apple, then I want your apple and your sandwich, then give me your bag, then give me,
Now I want your phone. Now I want.
that's when I realized what a big son of a gun that was. It was huge. Anyway, I am a son of a deputy sheriff, and I've always been taught to, whenever I see something, write it down real quick. So as soon as I got home, I drew a picture of what I saw, and actually I drew it on a Montgomery Ward envelope, and it's actually got the date on it, the stamp date on it. Anyway, that was my first experience. Well, it went back over the log, and get off your fly. Anyway, I went over the log. Brad's gone. I've just got pants full, and the rock is getting heavy. And as soon as it disappeared, dropped the log. Didn't know what else to do, so I guess I scurried off because there was stuff in the way, but I had pants full. And so I decided to run. Yeah, look behind me, and I'm thinking, okay, how many is there? Where's Brad? Is he on a meat pole somewhere? And they got him on a meat pole, and they're gonna put him in a stone bowl. What the hell? I don't know what I'm thinking the whole time. I get my shorts off. I clean myself up best I can, and I go to look for the truck because Brad's got the keys to the truck. And I go down, and I'm the whole time I'm doing this, I'm looking behind me, and I'm freaking out, folks. So I walk down the hill, and I get onto the road, and I'm trying to figure out which way I gotta go because I'm not at the truck. So I figured I gotta go to the left. So I walk up to the left, and I go around the little bit of a bend, and there's the truck. So I get to the truck, and there's no Brad. Brad's got the keys. Well, next thing I know, I'm standing there debating what I'm going to do, and I hear these crash, snap, crackle, pop coming down the hill. Okay, immediately I want to crap my pants again. Actually, no, immediately I decided that I wanted to crawl under the truck. But whatever I saw was big enough to pick up the truck and grab me out from under it. But that's the only place I had to go. So I went under the truck. And then out popped Brad down to the hill. All he said was, "Is that what that effer looks like?" And we didn't speak much the whole day, that whole trip home. But when we got home, my wife had known us since we were kids. I've been married since I was 18. I've been with my wife since I was 18. And she knew something was up with us because the first thing I did was I went in and got a shower. Brad had his camper parked down below our house there. We had a split level. And so he headed down to his camper. Well, I'm coming out of the shower, and my wife was quizzing Brad, and he says, "Ask him, he'll tell you." Well, Brad went into the shower. So I'm at the point where I'm telling my wife about me crapping my pants because of what I saw and how I saw it. And Brad comes out of the shower and he goes, "What makes you think I didn't crap my pants?" That was the problem. Well, anyway, that's why he ran. And then when I asked him why he ran, he goes, "Well, somebody had to tell the story." Well, that was the beginning of our adventure, folks, because it didn't kill us. It didn't harm us. It just ran us off. Oh, I didn't do my vision quest there, by the way. I didn't do that. But we started doing something that my wife thought we'd gone off the deep end. I went and spent $1,800 on two-way radios that had private channels. We started doing gifting every weekend. We got in.
So now they're fearful of these things. It's already made them soil themselves. So now they're starting to gift these things because they're scared of these things. They went and purchased game cams and things like that, which many researchers do that. Many people who have a first encounter do that. The book, Predator Bigfoot and the Spiritual Warrior's Path, will save people thousands of dollars if they get that $25 book and read it. He's looking for information, looking for answers, when the information is in the book already. Everything that he's going to be talking about is in the book, where he didn't have to spend, and many researchers will spend money on gas. You know, they'll try to rent cabins. They'll try to go to places where sightings happen, spending all that money, food, lodging, travel, when all they have to do is buy the book and be advanced and go to the front of the line instead of being out there with all these other Bigfoot channels who are guessing and giving opinions. But this book will not only save lives, but it will give you the information that and answers to questions that most people haven't even thought of. This guy here, there's answers in this book that he hasn't even thought of to ask the question to. And at one time, I was actually told not to give the information out and to just keep it for the Indian people. And he's also going to be talking about later that someone had told him, well, that he can't give that information out. But if you have this Predator Bigfoot book, you have more information than anyone has ever put out there. And if this guy had this book, he wouldn't have to spend money on gas going around talking to these people he's going to go talk to. He's going to know why these certain people that he's about to talk about came in. So let's go ahead and get to that part also.
Okay.
Involved with the primate center there in Hillsboro, asking them questions.
Primate center. We all know this thing is not a primate. But
and that's who will give bad advice.
And he's going to get bad advice.
I mean, it was quite an intensive thing for quite a while, but it came to an abrupt end because of the fish and wildlife. But that's a different story altogether. But fish and wildlife made that kind of part of it come to an end.
And that's what we're talking about too. If you read in the Predator Bigfoot and the Spiritual Warrior's Path book, if you read in the back where we're talking about the Alabama encounter, you'll understand. But this guy doesn't know the extremities that these people will go to keep people quiet. And people who don't have the correct information or all the information, like you'll find in the Predator Bigfoot book, they'll let you talk. They'll make sure you're on a big channel that's getting 317,000 views.
Yeah.
They will promote you. They'll put you out there because they know you're not putting correct information out there, and you're actually going to get people hurt.
You can keep feeding these things.
You're going to help feed these things with people by giving the wrong information out. So he's saying Fish and Game has came in and shut him down. Back it up just a little bit.
We got involved with the primate center there in Hillsboro, asking them questions. I mean, it was quite an intensive thing for quite a while, but it came to an abrupt end because of the fish and wildlife. But that's a different story altogether. But fish and wildlife made that kind of part of it come to an end. And that kind of
Get that
was my
mosquito
first.
off him. Why doesn't the person recording tell him that's there?
Right on his cheek. That's it just hurts
Been
me
chewing
looking.
on him for an hour.
Hurts me just looking at it. Oh my goodness. But he's saying fish and wildlife came in, shut him down.
They're not your friend.
They're not your friends, and don't call them if you have an encounter. If you have to put one down, don't call them for sure, because they will try to make you sign a paper saying it was a pig, an alligator,
Bear.
or a bear. And if you say a week later, hey, we had to put down a Bigfoot, they can come in and arrest you for filing a false report, even though they wanted you and made you say those things and sign the paper. They will use that against you.
Either way, you're trapped if they get involved.
If they get involved, you're trapped.
But that's a different story altogether. But fish and wildlife made that kind of part of it come to an end. And that kind of was my first experience. Yeah, it was a crap my pants experience. We kept going back up there, and we were told by the primate guy to put our gifts in a paper bag and put them in hang them in a tree high enough that actually nothing else could get to them.
So he's being told to gift by the primate
experts.
Why is there a primate expert in their area anyway?
That's a great point.
How many monkeys and gorillas do we have running around the United States? That really don't make any sense. And
yeah.
also
Maybe
in Canada, remember that other girl?
Something like that, yeah.
Said there was a chimpanzee research center.
Yeah.
They don't make any sense at all to have them here. So
that's
this
how
guy's
they get their funding.
Yeah, and this guy's going up there. So he's letting people know that he's seeing Bigfoots and things. So wildlife, fish and game got involved and shut him down at that time and that point. So is this why he moved places?
I don't know.
Because I think he's going to another place to gift.
He said it's a long story.
And every time we did that, it would be tore apart and the stuff would be gone. Except
I'd rather know that one.
Right. Well, maybe he's on some others.
Yeah, maybe we can find out if Jack will tell that story about the fish and game coming in and shutting them down. And why.
Except for one thing, squash. Didn't like squash. Well, one day we decided to go in from a different side because we had been there going on the other side. So it's kind of like a little draw that kind of comes like this, and the hill kind of comes up like this. Well, I'm leading the pack and Brad's behind me, and I turn around and I go to talk to Brad, and we're talking, and I feel this. See, I got overalls on like this, and I had a pair of swimming shorts on underneath these. I feel this really, I can't imagine it feeling pinpricks all over my leg. I look down and I have yellow jackets coming out of my leg on the inside and the outside of my pants. And I go, Brad, and I pointed down at my leg, and Brad goes, don't come near me, Epper. And so I started running, and as I was running, I was taking my pants off to get rid of the yellow jackets. And as I got my pants off, I got up to a place where there was some grass and a big tree and a long piece of branch. And I picked up my overalls right here with the branch, and I beat them against that tree. Well, they stung the crap out of me. I turn around and I look at Brad, and I had a backpack, and he picks my backpack up, and guess what was sitting underneath the backpack? The hole that they came out of. So Brad gets attacked by the bees immediately. So
I don't know what it is about these two. I don't know.
Oh, those ground hornets are the worst.
I always hear Tweedledum and Tweedledummer.
No, no, no.
But I don't want to say that. But it seems like these two are just.
Yeah.
If one jumps in the mud hole, I think the other one's going to jump in the mud hole
We
too.
need to separate you two.
We got to separate these two. Y'all get into. And they probably been friends since they were kids, running around. And both of them got broken legs at the same time.
Oh,
But it seems like when something happens to one, it happens to the other.
Somebody, yeah, it's like
They're probably
that,
good
like
friends.
that phrase of, "You've been there through every terrible part of my life. You've been there," and the person says, "Thank you," and they're like, "No, I'm thinking maybe we don't need to be around each other. I don't want to be around you.
Maybe we shouldn't hang out.
You're always there when something terrible happens."
You're always there. My bad times.
Oh, he drops the backpack, and we get up to this certain point, and you know, it's like, okay, they bit the crap out of us. I run up there, and I'm taking all my clothes off. I'm standing there in my underwear. I beat the crap out of my pants, and Brad goes, "I've had enough. Let's go." So I put my pants back on, and mind you, it takes us 3 hours to walk up into this area. So we make it back down to the truck.
You don't have to
when
go
I get
that
to the
far to
truck,
find
I
these
have no
things.
keys, no pocket.
Yeah, you don't have to go that far to find these things. And if he had the book,
he could go.
he could have just went outside and looked around and said, "They're here too." And I don't know why. There was some. We've seen some researchers. There was a female group,
Yeah,
who showed pictures of themselves on vacation. Some really nice.
glamping.
No, they were on vacation.
Yeah. Oh, okay.
They were. I mean, it's at some real beautiful place, expensive looking place. They were on vacation. When they come off of vacation, they put out a what's it where you're trying to get money?
GoFundMe.
GoFundMe, so they could go to some far off place to do research and try to get evidence of Bigfoot.
And that's where they would do the glamping, because anytime they did go, it was super high.
Yeah, it was glamping. It wasn't camping. And they would have a good time. And I'm going, these people spent their money on the vacation. Now they want to spend everybody else's money to go and do research.
Dangerous things.
So that they make money so they can go on vacation. And I'm going, look at this. I'm like, no, we ain't going. Who is these people?
No, nothing. No change, no wallet, nothing. Everything had fallen out of my pockets when I was beating it up with the tree. So, guess what we have to do? We have to hightail it back up there. We walk back up there. And this time we're kind of in a hurry because we're running out of daylight. So we get up there. Brad's in front of me. And we have a toilet paper trail that we follow. This is something that I didn't mention, but we have a paper trail that we follow.
You learned that the last time. Have plenty of toilet paper around.
He said, anywhere, leave toilet paper here, leave toilet paper there. He's just waiting for another encounter. Leave toilet paper here, leave it there. He said, I didn't mention that, but we got toilet paper everywhere strung up that mountain.
Okay, Brad's in front of me and I'm behind Brad. And all of a sudden, Brad goes, "Oh, shit." And
no problem, I have lots of paper.
He's not looking around. And I look down, and this is no joke. I think our friends had a big laugh on them.
They had a big laugh, but it wasn't, they're not your friends.
And they're not your friends.
They knew you'd have to come back.
They're I would say they're a little more smarter than you. So they're going, these guys are going to have to come back because they just kicked their keys out, their wallet. They know what keys are. They see people every day with those keys, putting it into that door lock and jingling them around and putting them into the car ignition. Those things that fell out of your pocket, they put it all together and left it for you to find, because that's either a breeding area or that's an area where a lot of them are stationed.
And you attracted them with all that racket and all the tree banging and leaving a trail of toilet paper.
Anybody would have a good laugh at these two guys. All of a sudden, they just started jumping around, hooping and hollering, and got bees on them. And they have the worst luck, I would say, of anybody. Oh my goodness! But he's going to give them credit. I don't know why, but they know you need those keys and all that stuff that was in your pockets.
And they'll also know that you're going to have to go back to that vehicle.
Yeah.
Another ambush spot.
Yeah.
And the bees and everything, because right next to the path, right next to where we've been walking, my wallet, everything was there. My keys, my knife, everything was there except for my change.
Take it and get out. We do not want any of this DNA.
Yeah, we'll pass on this DNA. Don't worry, you are safe. We will not eat you or your buddy. What's his buddy's name?
Brad.
Brad. You and Brad are free to go. We will not eat you. That DNA
But you may bring us food again.
To... Let's take a couple comments real fast.
Okay.
Let's see. This is where Kathy says the blind leading the blind. Yep. Yeah. You can see they just keep doing it to each other too. Elastic Machinery said he's going to have some coffee. Oh yeah, good. He said sounds like a real understanding and wise red-eye Bigfoot.
Yeah, right.
I know. Sovereign Cosmic Wildman is here. All right. He said, yeah, he did. And he said, I almost said that it wasn't a pun. No, he did. He said it too. Everybody's saying hello.
Sovereign says it's true. I almost pooped my pants too. Thankfully, I made it to a toilet. Good.
All right.
And one less thing to worry about out there.
Yeah.
Elastic Machinery says sounds like a freeze response. When I was frozen myself, it was the most terrified and scared I've ever been. I thought I knew what fear was. Nope. And there could be more degrees of fright I don't know of. Yeah, and also even with if there was any infrasound involved, that also causes your body to have strange reactions besides just the fear itself doing that to someone.
And also, if you heard Fred from Alaska's story, he was the only one who could still function. Mm-hmm. Another one of the partners that he had urinated on himself and was underneath a table shaking and curled up in a fetal, sitting up in a fetal position. So yeah,
that's the feeling of being prey.
And that's why we prepare our trackers a certain way, so that doesn't happen. We react to that situation. We don't let that situation overtake us. That is a death sentence if you do things like that.
Karen Clayton is here.
Where's Karen? Oh, Karen Clayton. Is that Karen?
Uh-huh, that's Karen.
All right.
We have a Karen and then Kathy. Latoya is here.
Latoya Williams is here. Elastic Machinery says,
how much for radios, then gifts? Why even flirt with them at all? Like, I get the fascination, but there's no need to learn the hard way. Because all these other channels and programs are encouraging it.
Yeah, you hear all over the internet from these other channels and
at the festivals,
Facebook groups, festivals. Oh, they encourage tree knocking and everything. And they'll sell you a tree knocking baseball bat thing.
Tracker 17 says many researchers, in quotes, refuse the obvious and seek the mysterious. Yes.
Yep,
D Spence is here. Says they are dancing with the devil. Yep.
They sure are.
War Chief says the PBF made him crap his pants and now he wants to gift it for bring them to him and his family. Yes.
Exactly. Exactly.
And pay attention to his initial feelings, how terrified. That's his body's reaction. Trust your body. And then later, when the mind speak hits him, that's when
And don't,
now some are good, some are bad. Now,
once they get
now
inside
that it's
that mind,
infected his mind,
yeah. But his first reaction,
is
his
real,
first experience is the real
the truth.
experience. And when he has that, you don't want to share that or bring that to your children. You don't want to bring that to your wife. You set up some kind of defense or deterrence. You start looking around your own home, looking around your neighborhood. You inform people that these things are up there and exactly where you've seen them. You don't try to protect them. You don't try to bring them food. These things will eat you. These things will eat your entire family. That reaction he had should have been the reaction that he took home and said, we've got to either move,
Prepare against these
or
predators.
prepare, or get people up there to get these things out of there, because if they get hungry, we're food.
If something happens to us, our children are vulnerable to this.
Our children don't stand a chance against these things.
Especially if we're lying to them and saying there's no such thing as monsters.
Or if they say that these things are friendly and they mean no harm.
They're just curious.
These things will pick that child up and eat it in one bite.
There are in quotes, researchers out there that will use their own children for bait.
They'll use women.
Yeah,
Todd
their
Standing,
wives, girlfriends,
Troy
children,
Hudson in
grandchildren.
Oklahoma. Troy Hudson in Oklahoma and Todd Standing in Canada. Known researchers for, or known for using women as bait.
1-7 says, yeah, War Chief, I know it makes no sense whatsoever. War Chief says a totally fake researcher.
Yeah.
People are greeting Karen. Rita's Roost is back. How you doing?
Rita's Roost, all right.
And she hit like. Appreciate that.
All right.
D says your book was helpful and such a blessing for me. Thank you. Good, D.
Thank you, D. Thank you.
Trucker 17 says they're all fake researchers in Australia. War Chief Trucker C. Edward's back.
Hey, Edward.
Says, hey, Jerry Williams and Lead Tracker E and everyone in chat tonight. God bless you and your families too. Praying for you all. Thank you for that. God bless you too. Sovereign says, facts. The larger channels are compromised. The real information is channels like these that aren't out for clout, click type fakeness. Yeah.
Yeah.
And thank you for that. Heart of Dixie says, in all caps, don't call them, talking about the authorities, the game rangers.
Yeah, don't call those game rangers.
Fishing game.
Fishing game.
If you have an encounter and you have to put one down, you just walk away. Heart of Dixie says, they wanted me to say it was a bear. I told them it was not a bear, and I will never do what they say. I'm still having the government mess with me. It's criminal what they're doing.
It is, and that's
absolutely
in the book.
Criminal. So you're abused further by human predators after what happens, after the traumatic events. Sovereign says that's their playbook. They did the exact same thing to the late, great Claudia Ackley. Wow.
I don't know her. We'll have to check into that.
It's a shame. Shadow Tracker J says, don't people have simple common sense? If it's bad, leave it alone. Exactly. And clearly they don't.
Yeah.
JR says, he said the Primate Center is in Hillsboro, which is an offshoot of Portland, Oregon. It might be connected to the Portland Zoo. I'll dig into it. Oh, good. Jaime says, the more famous Bigfoot researchers, even so-called scientists and Bigfoot clubs, are just going circles besides all the false theories. You're exactly right. They're just like, that's exactly what they're doing. Still way back here, treading, they're at this wall, guessing, wondering, second guessing themselves, still asking questions. And then even some of those and many of those, when we've tried or other people have tried to give them the knowledge that we have in the book and that we share, they'll say no. They just stop. They don't want to know.
I believe it was War Chief who sent the PDF to How to Hunt, and the guy said he's not going to read it.
And he's still up there,
I'm gonna guess all I want.
He's still,
Nobody's
but I don't
gonna.
know.
Nobody's
He
gonna
said,
give
blah, blah,
me.
blah, 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 but I don't know. What do you think?
He said nobody's gonna give me no learning.
Shaylee says, howdy y'all, using my family's account for right now. Elastic. Oh, okay.
Oh,
Okay, that's
okay.
Elastic.
All right, nobody kicked Shady out. Shaylee. But he said, I just want the mods to know who I am.
JR says Oregon National Primate Research Center. Okay. Yeah, well, they're giving the wrong information in regards to these things. And people are trying to treat them like big monkeys, big primates, and they're not. If they have any primate DNA in them, people will learn in the book that it's because they have eaten those primates.
Yeah, exactly.
Elastic says, okay, I'm back. Sorry about that. Thought I'd have to use the other account. Jaime says, oh, sorry, 17 says they have researchers' luck, Jerry.
Yeah.
Elastic said, oh, I got that one.
Oh,
right.
okay.
Jaime says, this man doesn't know how close to a deadly confrontation he was. Exactly. And there's also, there will come a time when that restrainer will be lifted, the spiritual restrainer, and they will be the part of the beasts of the field that will attack anyone who does not have the protection of God. They will, and we talk about that in the book too. Karen says, why say all researchers are fake in Australia? Comment. Yeah, not all, not present company, but there's many, Karen.
Yeah, Karen, do you have the Predator Bigfoot book and the
I think so.
Bigfoot Gifters book?
He just gets frustrated because so far the majority, maybe the majority of them,
yeah, and we've had to go through all
are
that
out
too.
there giving a lot of bad information, and also have turned down learning.
Yeah.
Tracker Lorna says, always keep the armor of God on. Absolutely.
Mm-hmm.
JR says Elon Musk needs to cut federal funding for whoever told him to start gifting the primate center, right?
Yeah.
War Chief says, that's true. I told no one of my encounter for 48 years.
Yeah.
Appalachian says, where is Cube tonight? Hope you're doing good. I peed myself on my second experience. It roared so loud it shook my bones. I never seen it. Yeah, it's that's your body's reaction.
Yeah, and a lot of people's had that same experience.
Where are we? Elastic says, I would love to have PDF if available at War Chief Tracker C. Not trying to help myself, LOL.
That PDF was the book, Predator Bigfoot and the Spiritual Warrior's Path. That was the PDF that War Chief sent to him that he said he wouldn't read. I mean, you have the book, the PDF is the book, but that was the one that that How to Hunt guy said he wasn't going to read because he didn't want learning.
And yeah, and the things that he would say that we said, that's a bold statement. That's a bold statement. But he didn't care enough to actually look into why we made such a bold statement.
Yeah.
But anyway, Tracker 17 says only 99% of researchers are not so bright. They still argue against me, Karen.
Yeah. If they're arguing against you and you have all the answers.
But he's not talking about you, Karen.
No.
Jaime says, I realize I'll never report a Bigfoot or walking wolf encounter. That will be the beginning of grief. Yeah.
It sure is. Once these people know, they try to
I notice at the bottom of his screen it says can't post comments to some destinations.
Oh, that's because we're hooked up to Facebook tonight.
Okay.
So these comments
So
may
there's
not
still
be
censoring.
Yeah, well, I don't think people from Facebook watching this can comment.
Oh, okay.
But I think they can in the comment section afterwards.
Gotcha.
Okay.
Okay. All right, we're caught back up.
And
Tracker Lorna reminding people to hit like. Yes, please do that.
Yeah, hit that like button. Okay, let's continue.
In this pile. Now, take that.
Let me back up just.
My wallet, everything was there. My keys, my knife, everything was there except for my change in this pile. Now, take that for that's my story, folks. It's not a story, but that's what happened. That's just one of those. I've got many more, but that's just one of the incidences, and you got to watch out for them stealthy lookouts, man. That's what they are. It's yellow jacket lookouts. Oh yes, they've got a sense of humor. They had to have a sense of humor that day because I can just see them laughing back there.
Okay, but you have nothing to base that on.
Nothing to base it
As far
on.
as, I mean, this is again the people trying to humanize.
Yep, trying to put human emotions on
Yeah.
them.
I know earlier I said, yeah, they were probably laughing at you, but they're not human. They're not. A lot of people will say they're just joking. They're just being mischievous. No, they're being cunning and they're observing your reactions.
Yep, they're learning from you. It's like that movie Predator, where I think it may be in the Predator 3 or Predator 4. It says it showed where they were putting better warriors against the predator, so the predator could learn better tactics.
Mm-hmm.
Oh yes, they've got a sense of humor. They had to have a sense of humor that day because I can just see them laughing back there because we've been doing their gifting for several, for a long time, and
So
they knew we were.
okay, so they've been going back and gifting them in this area for a long time. So that's food in the pantry. They're going to keep bringing them back food. Maybe at times bringing other people that bring food too.
Yeah, and he knows they bring
They're
people
a good
and
source
food.
of food delivery. They're the little, what do you call it, DoorDash.
Yeah, DoorDash. They're DoorDash.
Yeah.
But they don't know they're part of that meal package.
DoorDash and bad DNA.
Yeah, bad DNA. That's what. That may be one of the big ones. I'm gonna pass on this one.
But they bring you food.
I want my kids to be, not kids, but offspring to have a little more common sense, I would say. I don't want them caught.
Laughing back there because we've been doing their gifting for several, for a long time, and they knew we weren't there to harm them, but for them to realize that we needed that stuff, that's started making me think that they were thinking like human beings.
Well, they've been observing human beings a long time, and that will also keep that connection long. So you don't say, "Oh, this is a terrible experience. I ain't coming back anymore, and I'm not bringing any food."
You're not the first human they have seen.
Nor are you special. Nobody's special to them.
And like we talk about in the book, that may be your first time to the campground, but that's not the Bigfoot's first time. Mm-hmm. They've already got everything searched out. They got sentries up. They know you're coming before you even get there. They know what you're going to do, and they can see you carrying food and packages. They know you're bringing them food. You're not the first human they've ran into. While you think that you're the only one who knows where they're at, they're going into the town.
Yeah. Yeah.
Eating at Denny's and the dumpster at Pizza Hut.
Yeah.
Watching everybody, coming back to make sure they get the food from you because they're predators. They have a demon's appetite, so they're going to be there when the food is coming. They know when you're coming. They know what you're going to do there. And they also know if they get hungry enough, they're going to eat you.
In order to pick something up like that, you have to have hands. You have to have
a
mind. They have to think. They have to reason.
Cunning.
What do? We think and we reason.
So do demons.
How can you say you think and you reason? You're not thinking. You're not reasoning. The first thing you see made you soil yourself. And you're going up.
And you're going back for more.
Going back, so you're not thinking, you're not reasoning.
Hey, Danette's in the room.
So, hey, Danette. So you're not thinking nor reasoning, but you're saying these things have more, or doing
He's
it more
trying to
than you are.
humanize them again.
Trying to humanize.
So my reasoning is they're big hairy humans.
That's your reasoning?
Look, a dog can go get a ball and bring it back to you because he knows that's what you're going to want that ball back.
His
That
reasoning.
doesn't mean he's human.
His first encounter was this snarling, red-eyed, teeth, hairy, gigantic thing as a human.
I've seen trained little spider monkeys washing dishes.
How can this guy get the reasoning that that thing that made him soil himself, made him run, is a human? That's...
They do have some stolen human DNA, but they are not human.
This guy is... He's been invaded in the mind.
Yeah, that's a good way to put it. We'll leave it at that.
Yeah.
They have to think. They have to reason.
So do you.
We think and we reason.
Jack.
So my reasoning is they're big hairy humans. The face on them, they look human. They look a little bit more like a orangutan than any kind of an ape, if you want to stick it to that.
So he just contradicted himself.
If you want to stick to the ape thing, it's more like an ape than it is, but it's more human.
What?
Which is it? Which is it, Kamala?
We got to hear that again.
Just flat talked in circles.
He said they don't look human. They look more like an ape.
But
oh, red eyes and vicious, sharp teeth or big teeth. They don't look like a human. They look more monkeyish, apish, he said. And then he says, but they're more human. But they look more human.
It's the mixed DNA.
He just said they...
human. They're not Big Brother.
He says they, in the first encounter, he's saying this vicious, sharp, teeth, red eyes, hairy. And then he said it doesn't look human.
Yeah.
It looks more apish. And then at the end he says, but it looks human. He makes no sense whatsoever.
He wants them to be human.
My reasoning is they're big hairy humans. The face on them, they look human. They look a little bit more like a orangutan than any kind of an ape, if you want to stick it to that type of a... If you want to stick to the ape thing, it's more like an ape than it is, but it's more human. I'm telling you. The red eyes...
But when he first said about the human, his head was saying no. His mouth was saying yeah. Then he said monkey.
Can't hear that again with this.
If you want to stick it to that type of a... They look human. They look... So, my reasoning is they're big hairy humans. The face on them, they look human. They look a little bit more like a orangutan than any kind of an ape, if you want to stick it to that type of a... If you want to stick to the ape thing, it's more like an ape than it is, but it's more human. I'm telling you. The red eyes, I think that was when they were mad. When people see red, well, maybe that's the way that explains it. I don't know.
He doesn't know. Then quit telling people.
He said, I don't know again.
Which, I mean, it's good to say I don't know, but then he's also
giving the opinion.
Given declarative statements. Then he's also saying it is this, and they are good, before this whole thing's done.
But
I don't know. But they are good, but I don't know.
Yeah, you'll hear that also from that How to Hunt guy.
Yeah.
He'll give this big, long opinion of what he thinks is right. Then he goes, well, but I don't know.
Yeah. What do I know?
What? Then don't give your opinion. Don't, because some people may not have heard you at the very end say, I don't know. They might have just heard your opinion.
Right.
These people are dangerous with giving their opinions on something they have no idea about.
He wants this to be true.
He wants it to be.
Big Brother, something not so terrifying.
But that's only because in the beginning he didn't have mind speak.
Hmm.
But when they got into his mind, he changed.
Yeah.
And every one of them does. If they've got mind speak, if anyone has had mind speak, you can't trust the mind because there's something already in there that's trying to make them say that some are good and some are bad
Hmm.
when they're all
Oh,
predators.
no, those are the other guys. Those are
We're not
those balsams.
Yeah, that's that group over there. We're the good group.
Yeah.
Come over here a little closer.
Hmm. We belong to this legion.
Yeah. We're the superhero group. We're the good guys. Come over here. A little closer.
Right.
A little closer. Don't be afraid of us. Keep coming.
I've seen pictures okay, I've seen pictures with regular eyes that I think are fake. You know, like Todd standing and that kind of thing.
We have
No,
pictures
that's
of
not
some
what I
with
see.
regular eyes. We have some sitting up. Do we have that in here? A predator Bigfoot in a hoodie caught on a door cam, and it's actually a still shot. I think you just passed it. It's actually a still shot from maybe not, from a doorbell cam. Um, and the eyes would be close to human. And it was coming up sitting on their porch, a juvenile. So no two are going to look alike. Oh yeah, he's loading up some pictures real quick of many with human type eyes. There it is.
Let me put these up real fast. Give us just a second.
We're not saying Todd Standing's photos aren't fake. We don't know one way or the other. We do say Todd is we have no respect for him whatsoever in that he uses women for bait, even his own girlfriend for bait out there with these things. And we don't doubt that he's thick in predator Bigfoot territory. So, but we can't say about the photos or anything, don't know. But we do know that the eyes can be all kinds of ways. You can have more than one eye within an eye socket. They can have, some have lids that go up, some have lids that go sideways, some have double kinds of lids. Two eyes within, the eyes can change directions. They're not all the same.
And of course, the guy on the screen is the one that says you can't get pictures of these things, whatever. But here's a couple of pictures of some predator Bigfoots.
We call this one Chicklet.
Yeah,
No.
that one's Chicklet.
That face would be probably about at least 2 feet in length.
The size of somebody's
from top
back.
to bottom. Yeah.
This was sent in, I think, Haybell or
Okay.
one
Yeah,
of them.
I've been thinking about her lately.
But you can see the regular looking eyes there.
Hey, Belle, if you're out there, get a hold of us.
Yeah.
Hadn't heard from you in a while. And
this is what called Groot.
Groot. But look, this one actually has, where can I can't do the pointer. So Groot's right there in the middle, and you can see the orb on its shoulder. But if you look up over the top of his head in the background, there is the more of a dogman walking wolf type features, much taller. And then if you look over Groot's left shoulder, which is camera right, you see another one that's more traditional Sasquatch looking, Harry and the Hendersons type. A lot going on in that one photo.
And this one here, you can't see, but these are the regular looking eyes too.
There's more than one predator in there.
And this one actually has a puppy that it's using as to lure things. But also this one has double sets of eyes. And this one, even though you can't see it, this is a bad picture of it. We tried to enhance it. But the original, it's got 2 sets of eyes in one socket. And here's another one.
I call that one a little ugly.
A little ugly, we call.
Look at those teeth.
Sharpest teeth you could
There's
see.
your friend. They're just a friend.
This is just something that's just wants to be friends.
It's
And
curious.
here's another one.
That one was huge.
Here is a couple right there.
Where they stack up and have different types of features. You see, no two are alike.
And here's one that was just recently sent in, the one we've been using. And then here's one that's using urban camouflage. It's got a hoodie on. It's sitting on the front porch of a friend's house that we know personally.
So the hoodie's just on its head and dangling off the back. And what you can't see in this still shot, we had a bunch of still shots from this one video, but there's a little puppy very similar to the one that was in that other predator photo we showed you. A little puppy laying there, it looks very similar to this one. Laying there, it won't even look at this thing. It's terrified. And that puppy did not ever act right, and then it ended up being dead. You know, most puppies are frolicky and fun and happy, and that one was always a terrified poor little dog. So this thing was creeping up there on their porch
every night.
Yeah.
And that puppy's not alive
Now
anymore.
these people this is a Choctaw family. The entire neighborhood is plagued by these things. They have to say prowlers to even get the police to come, the tribal police to come out. And the grandchildren and children won't even visit anymore because of all the different things that have happened there.
And some of the men who used to live in that area has moved, and they said they will not come back to that area. So the majority of the men have moved out of that area, and it's mostly the women in that area now. There's very few men in that area, and so we go and see them and check on them.
Yeah, it's time to go do that again.
Yeah,
they always have
more information of what's going on.
Yeah.
Okay, I've seen pictures with regular eyes that I think are fake. You know, like Todd standing and that kind of thing. No, that's not what I see. Now, never.
That's not what he sees. He said he had seen one time. He's only seen one time, and it's the red eyes. But he's making it sound like he sees these things all the time. Like
he can see all of them.
Like he can see all of them in face to face. He's not doing that.
The big red eyes is what War Chief saw.
Yeah. And this guy's trying to say, that's not what I said. You've seen one time.
You can't base it on just those.
Oh my goodness, this guy. He's trying to make him, and even that one made you soil yourself.
Yeah.
If that's the one you go on, why are you gifting and involving other people?
And you can tell he's clearly a country person, and most of them are fairly fearless people. They don't get scared easy. They're used to noises and things and predators and
Never gonna tell you that there's gonna be a Sasquatch standing there long enough for me to take any type of picture.
Because it ain't gonna happen. It ain't gonna happen.
It took 3 hours to get the video of the one moving in the DVD.
And this one,
this is just a portion of the photos we have.
Yeah, we've got hundreds of photos. But this is, we had a tracking dog that led us to this one, and we took a picture of this. This was inside of a nest, and the tracking dog hit on it, got down, and we got down, and we took the photo when we backed out after this, after we seen what it was. But this guy says, you'll never get a photo. And this is off of a Ring cam after we had done some tracking. The family was asking us what we're using and stuff, and so they bought a Ring cam, and it was just like a day or two after they sent this and said, look what's on our front porch. And also they turned the Ring cam, and they got some things crawling in the trees that are watching their house. And we've shown that before.
Surrounding their house, walking up to their car and crawling all over it. And this one, the eyes did, you could see the pupils move all kinds of different ways in the actual video. That's just the best photo with the
Oh
eyes.
yeah. You could see the eyes in this one too. But in the video, this is a screenshot. But in the video, you can see movement and everything with this. So this guy here is saying you can't get a picture, you can't get a picture, you can't get a picture.
Even the one that has the alligator DNA has,
Can't get a
you can see
picture,
the
can't-
eyes. Well, there's so many. I don't know if we have that one.
Okay.
This is
Just
one that's been eating the reptiles.
give us 1 second, please.
We're loading more photos.
That might be a better one.
All the different things that people are saying: lizard man, mothman, dog man, Bigfoot, and then they have Bigfoot broken down into a whole bunch of different types, and they have dogman broken into a bunch of different types. They're all just mutations of the same original predator. And the people that are telling you that they're only spiritual are wrong. They only have half the story. The people that are telling you that they're only physical are wrong. They only have half the story. They contain both. And then the people that say there aren't any are just stupid.
Yeah. Here's just a couple more of this guy saying that you can't get pictures of them. You can't get pictures of them. You can't get pictures of them. This is more of an alligator looking face.
Standing on its hind feet, 6 foot tall.
This was the first one I'd seen in Clayton. There's actually two. One's on this side of the tree and the one was behind it. You can see the pointed ears. You can see the brow up there, the pointed head, the glove or the hand. There's another one out of Kentucky. There's another one out of Kentucky. Another one out of Kentucky. This one is, or that one right here was in Oklahoma. And this was from a pyromedic. He sent this in as a translucence.
Several in there.
And also, we're going to go ahead and play this 1 minute video. This is also in the documentary, but like the guy on the screen, he's saying you can't get pictures of these things, you can't get video. We're going to show you a Bigfoot in the tree, which this guy on the TV can't get to save his life. So it's only about a minute. No, it's only, oh, wait a minute. It's 1 minute and 37 seconds. So we're going to let you see this. This is a video that this man could never get, but he's given his opinion and his theories and his guesses. So bear with us. Here we go.
The stench of a wet dog, rotting flesh, blood, mixed with the stink of a tarantula, or rotting snakes, or no scent. The Bigfoot being observed here is herding deer to us. Through observation of humans, the Bigfoot can separate hikers from hunters, weapons or no weapons, a hunter or a hunter of Bigfoots. Trackers observe based on to tree line first. We use the shadows. We go tree to tree or bush to bush, blending into our environment. The shadows are very important to read. It is called shadow language. Distinguishing shadow upon shadow. If your visual or sense of smell do not pick up the predators, your body is made of feelings and sensors to protect you spiritually and physically. Your feelings and senses will tell you where the predator is located. If the predator is behind you, you will feel the hair on the back of the neck. If the predator is on the right or left, goose pimples, shivers, or wind will be on that same side. To locate the predator, turn towards the place of the first feeling. This is the first alert for warriors that war is here.
Being the lead tracker for the
So this guy is saying you can't get photos. Let's play that again real fast and hear what he says again.
I'm never, ever gonna tell you that there's gonna be a Sasquatch standing there long enough for me to take any type of picture, because it ain't gonna happen.
And what we showed is just a small portion of the photos that we have of these things. They're all predators. The closest one that I would say looked like a human would be this one. That's the very closest one, and this one's hairless. Most of the rest of them, they've all got hair. Here's another one that's also looks gnomish. Of course, a little ugly. But for this guy, and this one is also the one that looks alligator-ish. He doesn't have the book that we've put out, the Predator Bigfoot and the Spiritual Warrior's Path. He doesn't have that book, and he doesn't have the Bigfoot Gifter's book. So this guy, all we're going to hear is guesses, his reasoning for what he knows. And it's nothing against him, but he only knows what he knows. He doesn't know any more than that. If he had the book, Predator Bigfoot and Spiritual Warrior's Path, he would be more advanced and he would understand about the translucent viewing, which is on translucent viewing, which is on page 111, or shadow language, which is on 107. He would understand about thunder and lightning, fog, mist. So everything that we're hearing from this guy is, we got to take it with a grain of salt, because he doesn't have any information other than what he's been trying to figure out on his own. Nobody has told him about the Predator Bigfoot and the Spiritual Warrior's Path book. He doesn't have this book. He doesn't understand, and he can only understand up to a certain limit.
well, the knowledge that he has.
Yeah, he has the wrong knowledge, the wrong information, but he has the information as a normal person would have if no one told them anything about these things.
Right.
So he's sincere in what he's saying, but he's using information that is in the past. It's not any kind of information like in the Predator Bigfoot book. He doesn't have that knowledge like the rest of us.
Do we want to skip through to, because we're at 2 hours now, do we want to go to, so we can make sure that we touch on some of those things? Or just keep going?
I think we'll keep going. Let's do a little catch up real fast. Kathy said, "Oh, good grief. Danette is here. She's saying hello to everybody. Everybody's saying hello to Danette."
Sovereign says, when they dumpster dive in the city, they're in cloaked invisible mode.
Yeah, and they sure are. Everybody's saying correct.
They can be, but there's also the
Yeah.
ones that got shot by the hunter.
Yeah, I mean, they're not always in there, but the majority, they're going to be that way. But we do know that
we know a hunter that was called in to some that he
And a
thought he was
casino.
told it was a bear at an apartment complex at a dumpster. There were already deputies there. different authorities were there.
Yeah.
Yeah, that story's on.
So that's the physical one. Yeah.
But after it was shot, and there was two there, after it was shot, I'll just make it super quick. It still picked up that double door dumpster with one hand and was slamming it around like a paper bag. And the authorities harassed the man, treated him like a criminal that they had called in to take care of the problem that they couldn't handle, and they were soiling themselves over.
Yeah.
Appalachian says he is talking out of his butt. I've seen a coon walk on two legs and tried to get around traps, but they ain't human.
Yeah, I've seen.
And they have hands.
I've seen deer get on all
Coons have little
fours and
hands.
go behind a little hill trying to avoid the hunters.
D says this man has Stockholm syndrome. That would be one way of looking at it.
Yeah, he sure does. He's,
in a manner of speaking, yeah.
he would rather be a friend with it than be scared of it.
Yeah, but he's got family to
he
be
doesn't know that
responsible for.
he's gonna be food to it.
Kathy says it's complicated. Tracker 1 says, if 17 says, if he doesn't know, he can't teach. Wonder if he knows that.
That's right, but he's giving the wrong information.
Shadow Tracker J says, right. 17. 17 says, mind speak is a deception. Can't trust the mind speak and can't trust the one mind speaking with the demon. Well put. Exactly our point.
Yeah, if they're mind speaking, you can't trust what's coming out.
17 says, big eyes like the ones I see here. Yeah, there's big eyes, there's beady eyes, there's slanted eyes. Jaime says, I've had nightmares like that when I was a kid. I wonder if those were because of an event you don't remember. 17 says one time and he's the expert.
Yeah, that's
Appalachian says Tracker 17 LOL. War Chief says I had night terrors for 49.5 years from my encounter in 74. And we're very grateful to God that those have ended.
Yeah.
17 says you'll never get a photo. Must be funny. I must just be lucky to get my Bigfoot Yowie photos.
Yeah, everybody. If you know what you're doing, you can get them.
Jaime says, if I saw that in the woods, biggest jump scare of my life, right? Just that's what we tell our trackers. Picture the biggest, meanest, ugliest, most startling, ferocious, terrifying thing that you can, and get your mind used to if that were to just appear in front of you, so that if you do see it, hopefully it will be a much less terrifying version of that, and you won't have that reaction. 17 says firsthand witnesses are the real experts. Happy you survived your encounter, War Chief. Tracker C and got stronger for it. Appalachian says, I feel you, War Chief. It's a lot to take in. War Chief is giving a thumbs up. Sovereign says, that's what I thought all along. They're all the same baseline shapeshifter. War Chief says, Lead Horse Choctaw, show the pic that Sibylla Irwin drew for my encounter if you have it. That is the picture in my mind.
If you can send that real fast in Messenger, I can put that up.
We don't have it loaded onto StreamYard right now.
And it'd be quicker if you send it than me trying to look through all the photos.
El Saro says, is back again.
El Saro Martinez.
Glad you're back. Says, hello, here we are supporting your channel. I send you hugs.
Oh, gracias, gracias, Jaime.
Hugs back to you.
Yeah.
Jaime says, they push deer in front to lure you. They want human flesh instead. My goodness, yes.
Yeah, they do. Then they'll use any kind of wildlife.
To cause wrecks.
Everybody say hello to El Saro.
El Saro says, some for all of you. Big hugs. Kathy says, Scott Carpenter showed me one on live.
There you go. Okay, let's go a little further here. See where he's at now.
I'm never, ever gonna tell you that there's gonna be a Sasquatch standing there long enough for me to take any type of picture, because it ain't gonna happen.
Maybe not
Tell
you.
that right now. So me and Todd standing, I'm going to
you can't keep your keys in your pocket.
But get back to my experience. Well, there's a few more in that river gorge, Columbia River Gorge. When,
by the way, he's sitting in a perfect ambush spot.
Yeah.
They always are.
Every one of them is.
Well, we didn't have any babysitter that day, and I had a friend from Pendleton, Oregon come up, and he wanted to go up and see the big guy. Well,
Not a
he
big guy.
bargained for a lot that day. Well, I took the daughter with me, but I didn't go up the trail with those guys. I stayed down below
Can you
with my
pause for a
daughter.
second? It aggravates me. He knows what they look like. He knows how it terrified him, and he took his daughter with him. That just,
And other people.
that's when I lose all patience with them.
Those people could have gotten eaten, killed,
Mhm.
maimed.
Even if he got hurt out of there and just whatever happened for any reason, his daughter would be out there with those things. Very frustrating.
And to see the one that made him soil himself, and he took his
and
daughter
he's
to
going to
that,
put his daughter in that position.
and he knows
That's
the
not
size.
cool.
He knows the eyes.
They got about 800 yards maybe up that hill, and my friend from Pendleton was leading the way, and it screamed. And I mean, it screamed loud enough that the ground down where we were at vibrated.
Mhm.
My daughter.
What'd your daughter do?
Yeah, was she so happy you took her along and didn't just say no?
He didn't have a babysitter, so he took her to where the predators are.
So it could get a good dose of her scent too. I'm not saying that's why he did it, but that was a result.
You don't take your child out to see predators. It's like taking your child out there in shark infested waters and saying, go swimming.
Yeah.
See what happens.
It'll be okay. It'll be okay. There are friends.
And a big shark come roaring right
I
up
saw
on
one
her.
once and it didn't kill me, so it's okay.
Yeah, I seen one in the ocean about 2 miles out, and it didn't kill me, so it'll be all right. No, you don't take your family, you don't. And the book, Bigfoot Gifters.
That is not thinking or logic.
In the book, Bigfoot Gifters, we talk about these people who take other people out there and these are things in his mind saying it's going to be okay, take them out there. He took his daughter out there, his little daughter.
Leading the way, and it screamed. And I mean, it screamed loud enough that the ground down where we were at vibrated. My daughter clawed her way up my chest.
Oh, how sweet.
I guess my friend from Pendleton about ran over my partner to get past him, to get away from it. That's just how loud it was. That's another experience. We had quite a few.
Ha ha ha. So
Wow. Okay.
I bet your daughter is so happy she was there for that.
He didn't say what else. His daughter's still clinging.
She had to
to
be
him.
pretty tiny to claw her way up his chest.
Yep.
Man, that makes me mad.
Oh,
that's where I lose. Lord, why you got a test of Jesus in me?
Yeah. You don't even take dogs
Oh,
out there or pets out there if you know these
yeah.
things. Oh my goodness. We had a dog that was trained for this. It wouldn't bark, it wouldn't growl when it heard like the Sierra sounds. We trained it on that. But when it hit on that one we showed y'all, it just lowered, took the picture, and we backed out. But you could see something in that nest, and then we blew up the picture, and it had another puppy in there. It had a puppy in there. And that puppy on the inside didn't bark either. It's like they just looked at each other.
There. We've had some at my house in Florence, Oregon, too.
Imagine that.
Hmm.
You're gifting.
Yeah, what'd you give them to reward them for that?
You're gifting, and these things are coming home with you. In the book, Bigfoot Gifters, we talk about that, and we talk about how when people are gifting, they're willing to sacrifice their family. and they will come to your home. They will slap your house. They will climb on your roof. They will try to get you to come out. They want you to come out at night also.
Well, there's a place out of Portland called Larch Mountain, Portland, Oregon. And there's an old road, Highway 30. Well, Highway 30 has a road, and I forget the name of that road, that goes up to Larch Mountain. And it's a decent road in some places. It's 4-wheel drive road. It just depends on what time of year, and it's nasty or whatever. Anyway, we decided that me and Glenn decided that we were going to go up to Bradley's house via that road. This was like in 2018. And so we started up this road, and I see orbs a lot, but this one was the scariest bitch I've.
Orbs will always be with Bigfoots, because orbs are little fairies, and fairies eat when the Bigfoots eat. Fairies will set off trail cams so the Bigfoots know where these trail cams are. They will make little voice sounds, little mimic voices. They will set off motion detectors to let the Bigfoots know that these things are out there. Let's see if we have this. We're going to show just a little bit of this quick film so that you see. He's talking about orbs, and they get up to 2 foot. And the 2 foot ones are the queen, or the major fairy. But all the rest of them can be the size of a gnat. I'm going to show you this little film before we show what he's going to show.
In the forest, lights in the sky and the forest, a lightning bug of unusual size, a strange light in the darkness or night sky, hovering or moving from side to side, images of a fireball in the sky, multiple crackling sparks in the sky.
Now, you've seen the orbs, you've seen them moving around like not birds or not birds, but not bugs. They do get up to 2 foot. So you're going to find these fairies with Bigfoots. And people always say, well, the Bigfoot turned into an orb, and well, the Bigfoot either stepped back into the shadows or it went translucent, and that fairy that's on its shoulder or on its nose and its cheek, that's mostly where you're going to find these things, floated and took off while the person is looking at the orb or the fairy thinking that that's the Bigfoot when the Bigfoot is still standing right over in the dark.
Go back to the picture of Drew, please. See the orb on its shoulder?
Got an orb on its shoulder. And this picture here. And this is also the picture on the left. If you look over the head, you're going to see that other Bigfoot.
And to the right of it, picture right, its left shoulder.
There.
Uh-huh.
Yeah. But you see the orb. It's always going to be with the Bigfoots. They eat when the Bigfoots eat. Just like you're going to always find crows and ravens and owls with the Bigfoots. They all hunt for the Bigfoot.
They can't bring down the big thing, but yeah, with the big predators can bring it down.
Yep.
Things like Bigfoot and cryptids and stuff like that. So I already had the cell phone ready to go. And I picked it up and I took a picture of the star. How I got it on video, I haven't got a clue. I don't know.
Oh, you said you couldn't get them
I
on
got
video.
22 seconds of it
Yeah.
on video, thinking that I was just taking a picture of it. And Glenn goes, there's no place to turn around. What are we going to do? And first thing I said to him was, when in doubt, power out. And I goosed it, gave it a gas. We've hit a speed bump. That's what it felt like. It was hit a speed bump. He turns around, he goes, it's still there, still. And then it disappeared. Just disappeared. Well, that's the most, okay, that was a heart pumper. Because when we hit that speed bump, I thought, well, the first thing that he said to me after we got that kind of cooled down was, it didn't steal our soul. That's what he thought, and that's what I thought it was going to. When we went through that thing, it was going to take us away.
So see, they had that reaction again. And we talk about that in our book, that's the end game, the end goal is taking that essence.
Yep. Yeah, and that's in the new book, and we can't wait for that to come out so we can really talk about it. But it's kind of like soul collectors.
Mm-hmm.
But we'll get to that in the new book. Now let's watch this fairy come down, and it's a big one too, I guess. I don't know how big it is.
See it on that.
I had no other choice.
Yeah, I couldn't see it on that one.
The brightest thing I've heard him say is, when in doubt, power out.
Mm-hmm. That's the brightest thing I've heard him say too.
Oh, we can show War Chief's picture real quick.
Okay, we're gonna start here. It says Jerry Lead Horse Choctaw. Can you read that one?
show the pic that Sibylla Irwin drew from my encounter. If you have it, that is the picture in my mind. You can see the spider in this thing, and if you read our book, you know why the original predator was spider, which binds all these DNAs together. But imagine that when he turned around at over 6 feet tall, he was below this thing's belly button. And that's what this man took his daughter out into the woods to where these things are.
So War Chief is underneath the belly button. He's that tall, and he's what, 6'2", 6'3"?
I don't remember exactly, but over 6 feet.
And this thing is looking down at him, growling with those red Coke bottle eyes.
Let me read. His message says 12 to 13 feet tall, at least 6 foot wide across the shoulders. So we're talking bigger than a sheet of plywood by a bit. And 12 to 1,300 pounds. The head was 1.5 times the size of a 5-gallon bucket. The tracks were 22.5 inches long, 10 inches wide at the ball of the foot, and 7 inches across the heel. So people that tell you they're only spiritual and that there's no evidence, there was literally tracks there. He cast back on his fishing pole, hooked it, turned around to see what snagged it, thought it was a branch, and there was this thing glaring down at him, and with the infrasound and the growl and the red eyes, twice his height. Don't listen to the people that tell you they're just spiritual or that they don't exist.
Yeah, if anybody says that, go to a different channel, because that person doesn't know what they're talking
They
about.
don't have all the information, or they're ignoring it.
Yeah.
Sovereign says, that's what I was thinking too. He's sitting in an ambush area.
Yeah, he sure is.
Tracker 17 says, got a bridge behind him and he hasn't seen it.
Yeah.
Sovereign says, great comparison about sharks in Pi Grande.
Oh, yeah.
Shadow Tracker J says, I have the same reaction, LTE, as far as the frustration of this man taking his little daughter out there.
Oh, if you ain't got a babysitter, don't go out that day.
Yeah.
Don't take your daughter out there.
She'd have been safer at home by herself than out there.
If anything happens.
Tracker Lorna says, shame on him for terrifying his daughter for life. Truly, that she'll
For
remember
life.
that forever.
Forever.
Even if not consciously. Tracker 17 says he doesn't understand their harm imparted on his daughter's mind from that close encounter. Yeah.
Yeah, he thinks it's a joke.
Jamie says, Jerry and Tracker E, these living demons are not a mystery no more. It's disturbing. People are being stalked by these devils. It sure is. But the Bible warns us. Tracker 17 says, correct it. Jaime, sorry. I said Jamie.
Jaime, sorry.
Sovereign says, facts about orb fairies. Says, boom, them orbs shapeshift into them rods at skyfish.
Well, there was also rods and skyfish in there also, so.
Jaime says, that's what the Sierra Sounds guys saw in the Sierras, Jerry. Jaime says, Jerry, do the fairies communicate with the fairies?
Yeah, they sure do.
All these things communicate with each other.
And they all eat together. They don't even have to have a language. If you're hungry, you can communicate with a wolf, you know.
Jaime's, we got that. Oh, and Jaime, do the Bigfoots communicate with the fairies? Yes. Tracker 17 says, yes, they do. Jaime says, yes, they have told me that. I'm dropping that channel.
Oh, good, good. Yeah, I would drop that channel too. Let's go a little further. We're caught up.
But to go ahead and give it some gas. I mean, that was a decision I had to make. I didn't ask him. I didn't ask Lynn. I didn't ask nothing. I just did it. And I goosed it. And when I goosed it, it felt like.
That was fear.
Mm-hmm.
That wasn't, I didn't ask him. That wasn't thinking. That was fear.
Body trying to save itself.
Oh, you don't have to do that no more. Yeah, that was the body telling him, let's go, get out of here. Let's move. Let's not stay here and talk. Let's move. I'm scared.
Guy hit a speed bump. Okay, I was busy driving, and he was looking behind it, and he said, it's there, and it's gone. He said it disappeared. So we went up the road a ways, kind of collected it ourselves.
Well, hold on a second. You felt yourself going through
Like a speed bump, yeah.
through something.
It went through a speed bump. Yeah, it felt like a speed bump, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. And so then we knew whatever it was material, yeah. But it was something real, I guess you'd say. I don't know how to explain it, but it was something real then.
Physical and spiritual.
It's a fairy, and you ran into something.
But then that's when he said, when we kind of calmed down a little bit, at least it didn't steal our soul, because that's kind of like what we were thinking, you know, if he was thinking.
And see, why would
I
that
don't know. I
thought
thought it
come
was
to
out
their
to,
mind?
I don't know what it was doing.
That thought came to their mind for a reason.
Yep. It was going to eat y'all. Teamwork. Watch his hand while we do this with the truck.
Be honest with you, it's like the orbs that you see, that's the closest orb I've ever had anything to do with. I've seen them go into the woods, but I've never seen them in the woods. I guess that way you might say. So I don't know if that's what they always do. I don't know if that's anything related to
He's got a lot of I don't knows.
Yeah.
Bigfoot. I just don't know.
To be telling people it's all okay.
Yeah.
I guess that way you might say. So I don't know if that's what they always do. I don't know if that's anything related to Bigfoot. I just don't know. All I know is when you're out looking for stuff, you see stuff like that. Well, you got to do what you can to get a hold of them in the film. You know, you got to film something like that. But how I got it on video, that's another thing that I don't understand, folks. Because I had it on regular, I thought, photo. And as it was, I took one picture of the orb star or star orb, and then it went to the shape-shifting weird stuff. This whole phenomena that we have here with these electronics and stuff, they're manipulated by something, I think, myself. Because I've been in, like I told you before, we went down that area with everything, and it was dead as a doornail. The only thing that worked was alkali batteries. That's just the way stuff works.
They feed off of energy.
Yeah, just like demons.
Demons. And yeah.
And demons run with these things. They can be demonized, and they have demon bloodline in them.
This guy's got a lot of guessing, and he's giving his opinions to people listening, not knowing the harm that he's doing.
Yeah.
By
Yeah.
people who don't know.
If he really knew, he doesn't seem at all like the kind of person that would try to get somebody hurt on purpose.
No.
But not a clear thinker.
He will get them hurt just talking without knowing what he's talking about.
I'll tell you one thing, at home in Florence, there was a crow that was not a crow, and there was an owl that was not an owl. Every night.
A little bit off.
Oh,
Those are
and
mimics.
really loud.
We talk
and
about
I
that in
mean
the book.
really loud.
It's just mimicking everything around you. We've got probably 5 pages in the book of things that they can mimic, from animals, people, musical, mechanical, and weather sounds. I think it's on that page, maybe. Extensive list of the things that they can mimic. They can sound like a UPS truck backing up on the top of a mountain. Oh, sorry. Our phone's doing that wonky thing where we got to keep touching it.
See if we can find that for you. Wow.
I'll catch up on comments. War Chief says, as far as I can tell, he doesn't know much at all.
He sure don't.
Tracker 17 says 100% War Chief Tracker C. War Chief says, imagine the energy the PBF can drain from a human body. Absolutely. And you'll have people talk about gifting and talk about how drained and tired they feel and act like that's a good thing. Tracker, let's see, Jaime says, that channel told me if a Bigfoot is real, why no bodies. I see they're turning against me. Oh, good Lord, there's been so many bodies, including one of the people on here that has been abused by the authorities collecting the bodies. There's been so many. It's just, yeah. And some of those same people will actually walk up into boneyards and think nothing of it, have no explanation for it, but refuse to accept that that's these things.
Oh, that's on page 102, mimicking vocalization and gestures.
Tracker 17 says true energy vampires worship. Absolutely. People can understand that the authorities and the government has been hiding everything else from people, but on this they're like, no, if they had some, they'd tell us.
Yeah.
They've got tracking collars on some of them.
They're called assets.
And then, yeah, literally. And then there's the ones that they've taken and further mutated and weaponized and trying to get that super soldier they're looking for.
Of course, that was the quiet side of the mountain. I think they find me, or if they move around with me, or I have.
You're special.
Yeah, you're gifting them. You've connected to them. You've invited them in. You've given them a scent. That's in the book.
You're giving them a scent, access to yourself.
Yeah.
Of course they're going to be there.
Yeah.
They're going to go to your home.
You opened up yourself as a little Ouija board.
They're going to go see your family. They want to see how many.
That little girl you brought up there, and they connected too.
Yeah, they know you have a little girl too, so of course they're going to follow you home.
Mm-hmm.
They're going to ride with you. You won't even know it.
Going to be something on their agenda. When we first moved to Florence, yeah, they were there. We knew they were there. First time I went in the woods, we had a root ball sticking out of the ground and an X, two of them, and we had a couple of trees, or another couple of smaller trees parked like that. But there's a root ball like this and a root ball like that, and there's another couple of trees behind it. And they have a little fence built there that they were I don't know what they were doing, but
we describe all those in the book.
That's in the Prayers to Bigfoot and Spiritual Warriors Path book.
The structures.
Jack.
And the X's are telling you stay out of that area.
Jack.
The fences are a blind to hide the structures.
Jack.
Nobody had gone in those woods for a long time except for horseback riders. So we put two and two together, and of course I knew what was going on.
How long did that take you?
He said he knew what was going on.
It took Jack and what's the other guy's name? It took him a while to put two and two together.
His friends left him already. After that second howl, he said, "You on your own. Every bad experience."
Yeah, he bails.
Has been with you, Jack.
Had to tell them that was our property.
He says, "No, I think we need to separate. I'm saying every bad thing I've went through, you've been there."
And so we cut those things down, and
that's
then
good.
Immediately after that, things started happening. Like, I'd be sitting next to my dog Orc, laying on the bed right next to the wall, and bam, 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 run outside and there'd be nothing.
It was there, you just couldn't see it.
Translucent viewing, page 111. Shadow language, page 107. Jack. Oh, this guy. Gifting in the Bigfoot Gifters book. It's exactly what he's saying. They're coming to your house. And if you go, it don't matter if you go 20 miles out, they're going to follow you back.
You bringing that daughter out there was a gift for them.
Yep, they know you got a young daughter too. They're going to come back to your town, your neighborhood.
They talk to each other, and then they're everywhere. You don't have to go 3 hours into the woods.
Yep, you don't have to do all that. They're going to start eating your stray pets, your homeless people, all because of you, Jack. They're following you back to food, Jack.
Oh yeah, they trickster us quite a bit.
Trickster, another name for the devil.
He said they're just playing. They're just curious. They're just trying to scare us.
Mischievous.
Hey, they don't mean to scare us. They're just having fun.
It leaves me a terrifying feeling, but
It makes everybody jump in the
I don't like
house.
being around humans that try to terrify me.
It makes people lock the doors and close their windows, but that's just them. They're
Doesn't
just
make
having
him close
fun.
windows.
They're just having fun. They don't mean it. They're just
They do that because
tricksters.
I'm bad.
Because he did something wrong. He didn't give them. He gave them
Enough
squash.
gifts.
They wanted.
Yeah.
That's because you gave them squash.
Yeah.
So
What they
now-
wanted was red meat.
Yeah. So now they're going to torment you forever.
It's your fault.
So don't give them no squash. That'd be the only thing I'd. No, I wouldn't even give them that. I'd give them nothing
Give
but
them some
lead.
lead.
Nothing but lead.
Dipped in
Well-
holy water.
Dipped in holy water.
We had these trees behind our house,
Had, huh?
and this is the part of it that's, I guess, the supernatural part. We had the trees behind our house, and we could never figure out, they're right behind our house, and we could never figure out why these big branches, and I mean, these branches were 6 to 8 inches around at the where they come out of the tree, why they were busted straight down.
We talk about that in the book. Those are under blinds and hides on page 127. And also pull downs. Those are called pull downs on page
Those
120.
are called pull downs, Jack.
126.
Page 126, Jack.
That's step one in creating a blind to watch.
To watch you.
To watch your children's windows, to watch your entry points, to watch where you go into the to get to the car, to get to the woodshed, the well house, the children's play area. Those are called pull downs. They
Get the
create
book,
a good
Jack.
blind or hide.
Get the book, Jack. You're being surrounded. They're making blinds. They're watching you.
All right, these big branches, and I mean, these branches were 6 to 8 inches around at the where they come out of the tree, why they were busted straight down. Well, we finally figured it out. My granddaughter was told to go get herself ready for bed.
Granddaughter,
one
huh?
night, and she came back a few minutes later, and she wasn't ready for bed, but she was distressed. So Mom asked her why she wasn't ready for bed, and she said, because I'm afraid of the monkey man.
Imagine
What?
that.
He said, what?
He's shocked. Shocked, I tell you.
They're just tricksters. They're just playing with you.
Rub those neurons together.
Come on, Jack. Come on. Realize you're in a serious situation and these things aren't playing with you.
You've made it worse.
You made it worse. You've brought them to your family. You're willing to sacrifice your family, and you're going to tell your family they don't mean us any harm. And there's so many people who's been killed, and all the people who hasn't been killed are the ones on these channels called Flash of Beauty and things like that.
Did the primate experts tell you about the monkey man?
Or did the Fish and Game tell you about them?
It wasn't enough that his daughter got terrified when she was little. Now the granddaughter's getting terrified.
Now the granddaughters. Now the family.
And they're sending her back to the house by herself
Now the dogs. Everything.
with pull downs everywhere,
They're
signs
coming
everywhere.
to your house, Jack. And you
You
brought
got a
them.
gifting tree right there in the yard, or
He
what's
does.
up?
I bet he does. And you brought them to your family, Jack.
Yeah, the monkey man. So she went on to explain that the monkey man, she was looking out the window, and the monkey man fell out of the tree.
It didn't.
Got up.
It didn't fall. They're graceful and agile. It jumped out of the tree
Yep. They jumped out.
outside her window because it had a blind there. Because these pull downs can also be up in the tree. It was watching through her window at this little girl.
And it showed itself to her. It wanted her to see it.
And then tiptoed into the forest like let's play a game.
Follow me in the forest.
Yeah. Oh, don't be afraid, little old me.
Don't be afraid, little old me. I'm just a cuddly little bear that wants to play with you.
But granddaughter has more sense
Let's play tag. Let's play hide and seek.
than him and Glenn and what was the other guy's name all together.
Oh my goodness.
She went on to explain that the monkey man, She was looking out the window, and the monkey man fell out of the tree, got up, smiled at her, and
Bared its
tiptoed
teeth
into
at
the
her.
woods.
Smiled, grinned,
Yeah, showed its teeth.
and tiptoed into the woods like a
Don't tell anybody.
little harmless 20-foot.
I'll be back when you don't see me.
Yeah. And I'll be out here if you want to play. Let's go in the woods. Follow
Let me
me.
pull your trampoline a little closer to the wood line.
Get your
Put a ball or a puppy right here at the edge of the forest.
or your little bicycle, tricycle.
Let me go back through this blind at the wood line.
Oh, we went out and found big footprints.
You
Put it
did.
2 and 2 together because we had skylight.
Now he's seeing what they're doing
At the house. Put it 2 together, we figured these are watching us through our skylights.
Imagine that. They're crawling on the roof.
They're watching your family. They're slapping your house. They're showing themselves to your children or grandchildren. And you're okay with that? You're okay with these predators hunting your family?
It's just curiosity.
Trying to coax them, trying to get a communication or relation.
And another reason for smacking the window is, what are they going to do? They're going to react? They're going to open the door and shoot? Or are they just going to ignore it? They're going to hide? What are they going to do?
What are the people going to do if we do this? Some people will shoot.
Some people will go out and go, hello? Is anybody there? Who are you?
Why are you here?
Are you hungry?
There's a yep.
Well, we ended up cutting the limbs off of it, the earlier limbs, so they really couldn't get up to
That's good.
watch it.
Very
And
good.
we thought that was cool. Well, then we started watching the wind.
He thought that was cool.
Did he mean it was cool that they couldn't get up there?
I guess so.
I hope so. That is good. He took some kind of action.
Yeah.
And get up to.
But why would you be taking defensive measures
if you didn't have to be afraid of them?
If you're not afraid of them, if they're just curious or they're just playful or they're just tricksters.
Mm-hmm.
Watch it. And we thought that was cool. Well, then we started watching the wind blowing those trees, and those trees were dancing sometimes.
Yeah,
and we were afraid we were going to wake up some night dead because the trees fell on the house. So we took the gamble and we cut the trees down, all 3.
Because those things were in those trees, moving them.
Yeah, whenever those light winds come, they will shake those trees. I mean, it'll look like a hurricane come through there, but it'll be only certain trees. It won't be all the trees. Then you know which ones they're in, and they're still watching you.
Mm-hmm. But that's good. He cut them down.
Well, we only had 1 of them processed during the. Okay, we cut 3 of them down, and we only had 1 of them processed where we had taken them over to the branches over to the burn pile and burned them up. The rest of them we were going to come up and cut the branches off and make them into wood, for firewood that next weekend.
That's something we talk about in the book under deterrence and also in a bunch of our videos. But that is very important to get rid of that as fast as you can, because they will shift it around and just turn it into a blind. So when you get that debris down, get it out of there, burn it, mulch it, chop it up as much as you can, or haul it off.
Or they will take them and use it and start making other blinds.
Uh-huh. They can burrow right into that pile, or they will move it. That's why you can see, just a bunch of branches all stacked up over there at the tree line, but some of them don't even belong to the trees that they're stacked up at. And it doesn't matter if they're cut or broken. They'll use what's around and snatch or break what they need if they can't find it handy, just like we would. But it doesn't make them human.
Let me, I want to show this. I'm not going to show it all, but just this first part of what we're talking about.
Oh, we are here at a friend's property they already know that they have Bigfoot, and we're just here to verify and maybe point out, teach some things that they may not know yet. We'll have to look at the very edge of that in the morning because that's where they will want to stand to try to hide their footprints. Look for things like greasy fingerprints. There's one at the top here. There's 3 greasy fingerprints.
On track trap.
Another form of track trap, this leaf litter, we leave it fluffed up. This is another form of track trap. This is some yard trimming from the trees that are overhanging the house. If you are unable to completely remove it from your property, burn it, destroy it, get rid of it, at least cut it up as small as you can get it, because they will even use something like this to create a blind. Here on this hummingbird feeder, we placed a small microphone.
We'll be using a handheld thermal.
That dark spot right there, the blue one. There's something right next to it. See that shadow? They're all right in front of that tree.
Oh, movement. Did you see it?
Yep.
I need a tree like it. Now, what happens when you guys leave? When I had all this freaking activity, they're going to be.
We had activity before we got here. We
There
wouldn't
was.
be
I
here.
saw a firefly. Well, yeah, I know, but yeah, I did see that when I saw the firefly.
Oh,
so,
all we did is come and
something-
confirm.
Yeah, there's definitely something behind that tree because I see it kind of.
It's still there.
So quiet. I know something's up.
Back there in the back.
2 things.
Yeah, 2 of them in the tree line.
And they will use any kind of debris that you leave for them.
If you want to find that full video, that's on the Lead Tracker channel, on the playlist, Just the Basics. And that's Home Deterrence, Home Tracking and Deterrence 101. And I believe the link is also on our YouTube, on the website, PredatorBigfoot.com.
I think we're going to end.
And
I think-
now, or okay.
Yeah, I think we're going to end because it's already 11 o'clock. We didn't know it was this late
But y'all
already.
can finish watching them, but he does talk about the. What else did he talk about? We didn't watch it to the very end.
About them being at his house and
Peeking in the windows. Okay, so he goes to sleep at night. He said he snores, so his wife doesn't sleep with him, so they sleep in separate bedrooms. Stupid of him to say that. Even for human predators, they might be watching the channel and know where they live. Now they know they sleep in separate rooms. But anyway, so these predators can hear him snoring over here, and he says that they sleep with their windows open a little bit. So then his wife's over here in another room with children or grandchildren, and they're still knowing all these things are out there. They still sleep with their windows up a little bit, and it's just foolishness. Foolishness. So, okay, we'll catch up on comments.
And I think he also gets to the point at the end where he says that they mean no one any harm and just want to be left alone.
Yeah, the deeper that he gets into the mind speak, now he switches from being utterly terrified of them in the beginning. The more he sinks into the mind speak, the more they gain control of his mind. Now he's tearing up to say they're just, they're just
They're going to be left
poor
alone.
dear lost.
They're so helpless out there.
Yeah. And that's what you'll see with these people that talk about these people that accept mind speak. And in the book, we teach you how to stop that mind speak if it's already started. It's under the mind protection technique. What page is that? No, I'm not looking for it. It's on page 196, and I think it actually goes on for a couple pages. To stop that. If you've done that, if you've accepted that, you need to put a stop to it. If you're gifting, put a stop to it. And it may get hairy for a little while because you've already started a process that they're not going to want to stop, but you need to stand your ground and do the deterrence. Watch the home deterrence video.
You want to turn the lights on? I'll turn
Yeah.
it on. We're going to finish up with the comments. This is probably about as far as we're going to go because it's 3 hours already. We try to hold it to about 3 hours. But you can finish his.
We don't want anybody being mean to him or picking on him. We don't want anybody getting any kind of trouble.
He doesn't know what he doesn't know.
Yeah, but it would, I don't think you can even recommend our book with links or anything like that because I think those automatically get banned by YouTube. But it's just an example. You can at least teach other people by sharing this video.
Yeah. Let's watch this.
Okay, we're going to catch up on comments real quick and let everybody go get a good night's rest. I think we ended with Tracker 17 saying true energy vampires, War Chief. And then War Chief says, yes, they've marked you, you idiot. War Chief never minces words. War Chief says, Jack, poor Jack. And he says he's just a Jack out of the box. Tracker 17 says, far out, this guy is as bright as some of these so-called Yowie researchers and just as dangerous to other people. That's the thing. Some people know just enough to be dangerous. They know just enough to tell people where to find these things and how to get into trouble with them.
And most of them will tell you the gift, and which is going to get you into deeper problems.
Shadow Tracker J says he don't know Jack.
Where are we at?
War Chief says,
oh,
what do you mean I invited them and they're actually here?
Yeah. I'm at he doesn't know Jack, and now that's what do you mean? I invited them and they're here. They're actually here. Oh my goodness, this guy.
Jaime says the Department of the Internal knows about these predators. You bet they do.
They sure do.
Tracker 17 says, yes, Jaime, upper echelons of government know all about these creatures. Assets. Yep.
Sure are.
War Chief says, this has been great, but this old warrior needs his beauty rest. Good night, all. Amen.
All right.
Good night, War Chief.
Yeah, we're not far behind you.
Yeah. Jaime says, Tracker 17, one researcher and his friend took a group of people out to the woods. 4 SUVs show up, put him through the 20th degree. You ain't going nowhere. You're in big trouble. Call your lawyer. Yeah, they weren't hiding something, were they? Were they hiding spirits?
Yeah, they know that these things are out there and you're just going to find something.
Tracker 17 says, good night, War Chief. Everybody's wishing War Chief a good night. Tracker Lorna says, God bless everyone and have a great night. And Jaime says, good night, War Chief.
Okay, we're going to do the same.
We'll go ahead and say our prayer and let everybody get to getting.
And remember, this is only going to be on for...
Oh, yeah. Yeah, I got to make it a quick prayer because his phone switches off really fast.
Okay, we'll start it right when this thing goes off.
Jody says, learned more again. Brilliant as always. Thank you, Jody.
Okay, count 3, 2.
Thank you, Lord. God bless all of these people and those that will watch this in the future. And Lord, please let it reach the right ears. We protect this man too. We ask you to protect him and to open his eyes so that his family is more safe and so he stops giving bad information. We love you, Lord. In Jesus' name, amen.
Amen. And we apologize for the short prayer, but if we don't do that, this will blank off.
If we don't keep our eye on the phone and keep tapping it.
Shadow Tracker Jay says, good night, my brothers and sisters. And Jody says, learn more again. Brilliant as always. Amen. Tracker 17 is good night. Warrior and
this.
Shadow Trackers. Tracker Lorna. Well, I'm going to save that one, Tracker Lorna. I always say that for the end. Amen. Shadow Tracker Jay says, amen. JR says, learning by doing is a great method, but only if your mistakes don't expose you to potential harm or death.
Exactly.
Best to first learn from experts in those cases. It sure is. And Jody says, amen, and agree, Tracker, or agree, JR17. Okay, so we're going to wish everyone a good night, and we will see y'all again. Thunder Trackers, day 2 tomorrow, 7 p.m. Central Time Zone. We gave you your links, and we can't wait to see y'all tomorrow. We have a lot to go over, a lot to cover. So
thank you, everyone. Don't forget to hit like and sub. And if you have not watched the tracking and deterrence video, go watch that.
Yep. So have a good night, Warriors, Shadow Trackers. We'll see y'all again. And Thunder Trackers, we'll see y'all tomorrow.
And God bless you all.
God bless you all.
So beautiful.
Are we moving?
So weird. The effect's not quite the same on film. So we're on our way in a snowstorm to go try to find someone that's lost in the woods. You'll say a prayer.